Getting geared. No.
There's a lot of uncertainty. There's a lot of uncertainty.
Set up our bars to grind some skill.
I think I'll go to Dragonstar. There's an arena up there. Lots of gold for the taking. Fighting in the arena is starting to favor me guarding the camp.
Pretty bad. The hedge mages have destroyed most of the city.
This won't
Alright,
do.
what is this gonna be like? Cactus. Oh yeah. people here. 3 people here even. The other side. Oh wow, that was fast. Hey Berker, how are you? BG Smash Stream? Yeah, we're gonna do BGs for a little bit. I still need to level some of my Psijic Order skills, so in between queues, we will likely be grinding Spellscar or something, so I want to get Meditate morphed. Hey Miklo, how are you? Good to see you, buddy. How's the illness going? Almost gone, but still stuffy nose. A little bit of a cough. Having to blow my nose all the time. Sadly, my cat steals all the tissues in the house. Hope you feel soon better. Yeah, it's almost gone. It's just a runny nose, congestion, gross stuff. I had to do a couple cuts when I was recording my videos that I released today for Stamina Magica DPS. Those out. How are you doing, Sav? Good to see you. Got Domination. Joy Division. I have not seen Joy in BG in a long time. This shall prove interesting. Real question is, how many people are wearing sloads? That is the real question of Somerset.
Oblivion awaits.
Holy. Alright. For some reason my shade recasted instead of me jumping back to it. I tried juking backwards, but it just refreshed. Two Templars spamming breath on each other. Lovely. Whew, that was... This motherfucker. Just... Ah. Still doing the usual trials and posting pictures of all my cats all too often. Hey, that sounds like a good life, to be honest. But maybe not the trial part. I wouldn't want to be doing trials all day.
Moloch, curse them! They've taken the point! Glory of Moloch, we've taken the point! They took the point!
Jesus Christ. The Zergs are real today.
Glory of Moloch, we've taken the point!
Did 20 plus vet Blackheart Haven in 2 days and still didn't get all your farming for bone pirate weapons? Yeah, that grind took me the better part of like 2 years, so. Or 1 year, sorry, not 2 years. It was a very long grind, and I actually didn't get it until they introduced weapon trading, so. It was pretty bad. Ah, someone's invisible. That's lovely. Also, why is my health so low? That is really weird. I have Dubious on. That's cool. Oh boy. EG's starting off great today. Pre-mades. Holy fucking shit, this is actually ridiculous.
Moloch forsakes us!
We will just get on out of there. I don't want to deal anything to do with that. I think if you use the food / drink on your back bar, you don't get as much HP. That's... I haven't heard of that. I haven't seen that. I guess I have like 400 Dubious, so I could just drink. Hey Asulia, how are you? It's weird. My health just feels really fucking low for some reason. Usually I have like 23, 24k. Yeah, I only have 19k. Let's relog really quick. See if that gets fixed. I'm in heavy armor, and I have prismatic enchant, so my health should be pretty high. Shouldn't be like 25k, but it should be... Well, it should be about 25k in BGs. some kind of bug. Yeah, if when I log in and it doesn't, if it's the same, I'll drink the dubious on one bar and then compare it versus another. How you doing, Gary Ward? Think it's something with the Dark Vigor passive? Alright, I still have the same amount of health. Alright, nothing changed, so... Yeah, I'm in 5 heavy, 2 medium. Why is my health so low? That is so bizarre. I have CP spent. Oh, whatever. Impreg Resto Staff. Hey, J Park. How are you? Alright, we will put Psijic Order abilities back on our bar so we can go up. I'm not fully recovered all the way, but I'm enough that I can function. So, good enough for me right now. But thank you for the wishes. I appreciate it. I think probably another day or two it'll be fully gone. Seems to be a weird delay with heavy attacking with crushing weapons, even though, like, it doesn't proc off of it. Have you tested out imbue weapon versus surprise attack? Yeah, that was like one of the first things I did on the PTS. Surprise attack is infinitely better. What I want it for is I want to use it with surprise attack in PvP and see if it adds a lot of burst or like how that would work, if it's worth doing or not. The big issue is will I have bar space for it? Will you update Magic build on Deltia's website? No, I will not be updating any builds on Deltia's website because I'm working on my own, which will launch for June 5th, and yes, there will be a Magsork guide for that. You're gonna update the Stamina Nightblade build soon? Yep. I have a written one that's done on the website, which will launch on the 5th, and then I have a video one that I recorded earlier this morning that I still need to edit. Alright, let me put grinding gear back on, because that's not fast. There. Is Deltia done playing? Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's done playing. He got a counseling job, and he's been really busy with real-life stuff, doing stuff with his family, and working to build a gym and stuff like that. Very big project, so he won't be returning, at least completely. He might come back here and then, but he's not gonna do it like he was doing it before as a job. Your vids earlier were amazing. Thank you for that. Really appreciate it. Hey, I'm glad you got something out of it, Fire King. Is always the goal. Maybe I should just put on full PvE gear for this when we're grinding. That'll make it go a lot quicker too. But then again, I really don't want to swap gear and abilities every time we get into a BG pop. Unless it takes like 20. But that first queue took like 3 minutes.
Me, my minions.
Although we got instantly put against 2 pre-mades and that was pretty fucking cancer. Getting ran over by organized ultimates and shit against one person, so I guess we'll see what happens. I think once we get meditate morphed, it'll be pretty nice.
Come to me, my minions.
Thank you for the follows, guys. I appreciate that. What the heck is that mob doing? What the hell? He's floating. Where in game are you? I am in Spellscar. One of the better grinds in the game. I would rather grind in fire, but unfortunately there are a bunch of people in there already. That mob's so woke he's levitating? Yeah, exactly. On another plane of existence. Did you get your Zos job yet? Nope. And if I did, I wouldn't be streaming. Fortunately, I will not be able to do content creation if I take the job. Ooh, is that a Psijic portal? It is. We will go nab that. Free loot. Please. Meditate's almost rank 4. Actually, what I could do is I do have some Psijic scrolls. Read one of those. Sure you can. You're not going to work 24/7. No, a part of taking the job would mean that I cannot content create an ESO. I would not be able to. It's not a time thing. It's like I wouldn't be able to. A part of I don't know, like a contract or whatever. Terms of service of the job. NDAs, yeah. I'd still be able to play the game, just I can't make content for it. What job did you get? I didn't get any job, but I applied at ZeniMax. In the midst of the interview process. Hey Blazin', you will be getting mucus later. Crazy advantage over other content creators? What do you mean? What is good AoE for Magblade? What do you mean? Like, what your DPS should be, or skills or abilities, or what? Skills, Twisting Path, Blockade of Fire, and Sap Essence are gonna be your big AoE abilities. Sap Essence for your spammable, and then Twisting Path and Blockade for the passive damage. Working at ZOS, you'd have all the inside scoops. Yeah, but what, like, if I'm not able to do anything with it, what good is that? Like, I'm not getting a job for inside scoops so that I can play the game better. It would be so that I can make the game better. They should not strict you for doing what you do with the stream part. The info the players you get from Awesome. Sure, I understand that you can't reveal new info. Yeah, I mean, that's just how gaming businesses are, though. That's not, like, a specific thing. That's just a part of the company. So a lot of it has to do, what I think, in terms of like community perception, because a lot of people could just like complain like, oh, you work for ZOS, you're using dev hacks, or you're saying stuff that only benefits you, or whatever. A lot of it is just publicity, in my opinion, and just how, because people are can't have nice things because people suck. Crushing Weapon rank 3. Did our Meditate even rank up yet? Or did I miss that? Rumor tells that you get 15 mil gold a month for working at ZOS. As far as I'm aware, that all of the devs who play on their own accounts have to do all of this stuff on their own. There are, I would assume, 2. Probably a big reason why we don't see a lot of devs and endgame stuff is just because there's so, like, they have a job that they're working like 9 to 5 or whatever. They don't have time to do this crazy shit. Okay, Meditate can now be morphed. Moment of truth. So do we want to gain an extra 200 stamina and magicka every 1 second? Or do we want to get up to 50% additional health? Oh, what is that? additional 50% as 1500, so it's about 700 health. So in BGs, that would be about 350 extra health per second. Alright, we're going deep thought. If you kept streaming while I was at Zost, imagine the amount of people that would constantly tell you all their problems in game because they could talk to you directly. Oh yeah, exactly, that too. As soon as I start working at Zost, everyone will be like, hey, fix this, and it's like, doesn't work like that. Hey Smasher, how are you? Yeah, I feel like even if they did allow it, if that was like what it was like to stream as a dev, I probably wouldn't do it. Because I mean, I read the stupid shit that people post on Facebook and Twitter, like, stop making Elder Scrolls Online and give us Elder Scrolls 6, and it's like, if I have to deal with that kind of shit, get out of here. Like, they're not even the same company. Just turn the servers off and back on again. Yeah, I'll be like, be right back, guys. Let me go walk over to the box and kick it real quick. My game is broke, so fix it. Angry Gamers 2018. Yep. Yep. Man, the noise for crushing weapon is so off-putting. I am not a fan of it. It sounds so weird, like water sloshing around. Or someone like lubricating their weapon. It's so fucking weird. Not a fan. I guess it kind of looks like you're lubing up your weapon too. Ugh. I don't want to know where that's gonna go. My horse can't swim in water, fix it now. That would be pretty cool if horses could swim in water. That would be fantastic, actually.
Come to me, my minion.
I would like that a lot. Baby Gwars. But not Flame Gwars. In reality, they can. Yeah, it's not a realistic thing. I think it's just a matter of coding. That, and the other thing is there's probably some areas in the game that are like the waters are infested with slaughterfish, and if you had a mount, you could swim past that, and they wouldn't, and you'd be able to get in areas they wouldn't want you to. So, honestly, that's probably the reason why we don't have the ability to swim on our mounts. It's because Zos doesn't want us getting around where we don't belong, breaking the game. Although players do that anyways. There is a will, there is a way. APR chest for 60k. Do I buy it? Buy it. I'm pretty sure I've already seen it be sold for like 100k, so I can't imagine camels looking too EPO or cool when they swim. Yeah, they'd probably look a little derpy. I don't think camels swim in real life either, so. What enchants do you and traits do you use on your PvP weapons? Infused main hand and then sharpened on my offhand. One poison, one disease. Then on my back bar is either infused. Back bar trait kind of doesn't matter. Same thing with the enchant. It's kind of like whatever, irrelevant.
Nani?
Tech, how you doing, my friend? Thank you for that auto host, my man. You were asking for my email. I should probably check my email later today because I'm assuming you sent me something. Oh man, I didn't even think about accepting this group invite. That took me out of my BG queue. That feels bad. That feels real bad, actually. Wait, why am I can just port to this guy from my menu. I don't have to go to a way shrine. What am I doing? I think right now on my back bar I'm using an infused stamina drain enchant. Just because I'm blocking a little bit more because I'm using Meridia. Where's this guy? Oops. Trade invite declined even though you just offered a trade. APR check. Thank you much. Excellent! We are one step closer to making the dream setup on the Magblade and many other characters. Sapiarch is like one of the hottest motifs ever added to this game, and I am super happy for it. Thought you were gonna get bamboozled for a second, right? I mean, I was like, 60k for Sapiarch chest. I'm pretty sure they're going for like 200k. But at the same time, someone sold me helmets for 30 or 40k earlier today when the lowest price I saw was 125k. So I don't know if it's people just don't know what they're worth, or they're trying to be nice and lower the price, or if they know who I am and they're giving me a deal. Like, I don't know what it is, but I don't question it. I see low prices on something I want, I jump on it. Simple as that. I could flip it and sell it for a profit, but I'm not about that life. Especially if it's being undercut by that much. I could be an asshole and just be like, oh, okay, well, since this is going for like 100k, I could just make an easy 40, 50k off that, but I could also just look good instead. I am pretty sad, though, because I wanted to use the helmet on Gil, but I forgot that Zenimax loves ruining helmets for Khajiits and Argonians and giving them stupid fucking ears that ruin the motif, so I can't use the helmet on Gil because I'll look like a dumb Khajiit. I hate helmets with ears on them. They're so ridiculous. Because they're like, on Gil, my ears are hidden pretty much from my my beautiful thick mane. That was intentional because I hate cat ears. I hate playing as a character who has cat ears. Cats are adorable. I have 3. I love my cats. But I don't want to fucking be a cat. Race change to Red Guard for fashion purposes. That would mean I would have to spend money, and that also isn't something I'd like to do. I just let my Khajiit main flow in the wind. Yeah, exactly. I mean, the other thing is Gil looks like a badass, so I don't mind. An evil lion. I'll tolerate being a cat because I look like a badass. But it's only because I spent like 2 or 3 hours making him look good. Most Khajiits look like garbage in my opinion. Especially female Khajiits are gross. They look sickly. They're so skinny and frail. Like they'd break if you breathed in their direction. Hey Master, I'm doing alright. I'm pretty fucking tired. I've been up since like midnight because being sick has ruined my sleep schedule. Offended. Sorry, I speak my truthy opinion. Female Khajiits need to eat more for real. I worry about their health, right? Like there are no fat female Khajiit. They're all super skinny. Like they're malnourished. Is that like a Khajiiti cultural thing? Female Khajiit like just fast forever? You need CPR axes or maces? I could use maces. I picked up axes today from one of my quest containers had it. Hope you get well soon. Thank you, Freeze. It's at the end of it, so it's not that bad. It was way worse earlier. Hey, Glitter Girl. Yeah, exactly. And Burker, not all females are skinny in ESO. Have you seen orcs? There are some thick orcs. Look good. Got some meat on. Thick. You can make male Khajiits buff as hell, seriously ripped. Yeah, Gil is pretty ripped. There are some thick Nord ladies too. Yep. I think the only things that can't get thick is like Wood Elf and High Elf. Oh no, okay, I take that back. High Elf. No, High Elves don't get thick, but they can get pretty busty. Take it back, yeah. Elves get slim thick. I would just call that busty. My high elf glitter girl, those thighs. I haven't seen big thighs on a high elf. Or at least not as big as Orc or Nord. But to be fair, that's pretty hard to compare to. Not gonna lie. Right, crushing weapon is almost rank 4. Nord master race because of our thighs. Yeah. That's understandable. They are high elves, not thick elves. Ooh, got him. Nice one. Are you a dad? You have your dad badge. Making jokes like that. How are you doing, Miru? Hope you're doing well. I think dark elf bodies can be optimized quite well. It's a good way of putting it. Hey Ivan, how are you? Good to see you. Hey Jaywin, grab your dad badge. Yeah, I mean if you're gonna be making jokes like that, you need a dad badge. Even if you're not actually a father. You got allergies? No, I'm recuperating, whatever word, from a really nasty head cold. I was traveling and on my return flight after having to sleep on concrete floor because of several flight delays, my flight passenger was sick, and since my immune system was weakened by unoptimal staying conditions and dietary consumption, I got a really nasty virus and it fucked me up pretty good. Every character I make, male or female, I put them ass dimensions all the way up. Fair, Tree, fair. My main is a Dumber and she thick af. Oh yeah, Dumber. Okay, yeah, you're right. Alright, so it's just Wood Elves that can't really. Doing good. Saw you in Outcast stream earlier. I was gifted to a sub. Yeah, Goddess is like super generous. She has like 70 gifted subs or something. I don't know how people do that. There's a couple people in Ninja 614 stream that do that too, like Tea and Crumpets, and I think Skinny or something of the sort. I don't remember their name, but they have like super crazy generous people in the ESO community. That is not new news. Like, this game truly has brought together a fantastic bunch of people that just want to, like, people just want to see people do well. It's really fucking cool. It's one of the greatest, like, gaming communities I've ever seen. BRB trying to make my best. Try my best to make a thick AF Wood Elf. Alright, Sav. Let us know. Give us the deets when you get back. I'll give you temp mods so you can post thick pics. Hey Soma, how are you? Is Imbue weapon better DPS than surprise attack or just leveling it? I'm just leveling it. It is considerably lower DPS than surprise attack. But the thing is I can use it with surprise attack and PvP because I can cast Imbue weapon and then light attack a surprise attack, and then I'm getting a light attack, a poison enchant, a surprise attack, and an Imbue weapon proc all at the same time, so it might have a really high burst potential. I want to see how it works out. Someone here ever try slowed on Stanblade? No. No. Sload is not allowed in this channel. It's an instant ban if you use sloads. I'm kidding. But I fucking hate sloads. That set needs to be removed from this game. Does it go off on heavy attacks too? Imbue weapon? No, it only goes off on light attacks. That would be crazy if it went off on heavy attacks. I think they were smart about that. They knew it would be way too much damage. What about Nightslayer Oblivion enchants? I mean, the thing about Nightslayer is it's a % of their HP, so generally it's not that strong. Like, you're not gonna one-shot someone with Nightslayers because it's like 7% of their max health, I think, at max rank, or 7 or 8%. So it's really not that strong. It is a good set, especially against HP stackers, but it's bearable. The issue is when you compare it with Torig's Pact and an Oblivion enchant, and then you're doing like 6k Oblivion damage in a single heavy attack. Sorry for all the questions. Questions are always highly encouraged in this channel. Never feel bad for asking them. I love answering questions. Seeing people learn is like my passion. So seeing people thirsty for knowledge is like, that gets me going. So don't ever feel bad for that. It should be the last one, but does dual wield heavy attack activate both enchants? No, it only activates one. Because you can't activate 2 enchants at the same time, from a single attack. Ooh, Fingerrush got his Master's Axe. Augers, my doggers. Sloads is so bad it turns Orc Slim. Yeah, it's a fucking crime against man and mare. Gil, when you get emotes, please make a burning sload emote. Ah, that's a good idea. I will talk to Santasfella, the guy who helps me make emotes, about that one. So should it be the sload's icon of Oblivion damage on fire, or should it be a sload that we're burning, like an actual sload, like the creature? Hey Wash, how are you? I'm doing okay. Thirsty people? Yeah. I'm thirsty. Let me get a drink. Thanks for your stamina update video today. It helped me a lot. No problem. Glad to help, Glitter. It should be... Oh, I answered that. But yeah, dual wield heavy attacks will not proc both enchants. Only one. But if you have like endless hail and you're heavy attacking, since those are two different damage sources, you'll be able to proc them both at the same time. But you can't proc two enchants from the same attack. So even though like Rending Slashes has 2 hits to it, you can only proc 1 enchant with it. Hey Nick, how are you doing, buddy? The actual creature would be good. All right, so I'll need to get a picture of a sload. I think that'll be the hardest part, is like getting a good picture of a sload. I might have to I'll have to talk with him and see how we'll do that. I was looking at sloads, but the patch isn't out on Xbox. It looks good, but not as good as everyone's saying. The thing is it's Oblivion damage. So the thing about Oblivion damage is you can't... No, Oblivion damage does not get cut in half. Oblivion damage cannot be mitigated and it cannot be increased. It prevents people from entering invisibility, so it kills Nightblades. Try fan art. In-game model of Sload will burn your retina. This is true. Yeah, it would probably have to be like either a pixel rendition or like a fan art one. No damage is getting cut in half in PvP. That's not true. Battle Spirit still works. It's just that Oblivion damage can't be cut in half in PvP. Because that's its core mechanic, because it's considered true damage. It can't be increased and it can't be decreased. So it just does its listed tooltip value. So it's like a 943 tooltip or something at gold, so it's almost 1,000 damage every second for 6 seconds. So, and the thing is that it does damage upon application, so you get 7 damage ticks of almost 1,000 damage. Does health recovery get cut in half in PvP? No, it does not. It does get mitigated by major and minor defile, though. But health recovery bypasses Battle Spirit. Just get Zamaja the Thick Goddess. Oh, fucking gross. Zamaja. Use my favorite emote for that. Zamaja puke. Loads puke.
Come to me, my minion.
I just realized that we still aren't in a fucking BG queue. God damn it. I joined that guy's group to buy that motif page and it took me out of, Hey, look at that instant Q pop too. I bet it's gonna be against a pre-made. Woo, baby. We put all of our gear back on. Quickly. What? So if you had a race like Orc Defile wouldn't do much to your health recovery, well, Defile does reduce it, but if you were an Orc, it would help counteract that. Patch's motto, hop in BGs and get a load from Sload. Oh, look at that. It's a match already in progress, and I'm going to assume that it's because people here are in pre-made, and someone did not like that. We will open the map. Yep, it's Gibbs and Vandal pre-made. Woo, baby! Just, I guess we will not be doing any BGs today, or at least not right now, because there are 2 really obnoxious pre-mades just stacked on each other at the moment. Ooh, ooh. Alright, so... This could be good. Sprint bug. Alright. So, hopefully he chases. Yes. Alright, I really like this burst, actually. I do not want to be sitting in the center of that. Goodbye. What's 4 on your surprise attack bar? Imbue weapon. I almost fucked him up with that burst too. That burst is so nice. Alright, I think we might keep that instead of our execute for now. We'll see how that works. Some juicy burst and you get a tiny little bit of healing out of it too.
Come to me, my minions.
Is Stamina or Magic and Nightblade better for vet trials? That depends. Magica is obviously going to be better range DPS, but Stamina is going to be better melee DPS. Stamina provides better damage in general if you can pull it off, but it's also very squishy and harder to play. There's more to manage with the Stamina Nightblade. It's easier to die. Resource management's a lot harder. So it's just it's a harder version. Playstyles are pretty different too, dual wield versus Destro. But yeah. I was up till like 8 AM doing BG's Heavy Armor Nightblade changed my life. Yeah, it is a lot of fun. Burst in PvP, Warrior, Tower, or Shadow? Burst in PvP, you'd go Warrior. How will Stamina Nightblade be in PvP? Really good. What I'm playing right now. I mean, unfortunately, that match wasn't a good demonstration because I joined into a match that was like 10 minutes out of 15 minutes already, but I've heard Lover mentioned. I haven't played the game in a year and trying to catch up. The thing is that Lover gives penetration, which can be nice, but in PvP, a lot of times people have damage shields, and you can't penetrate a damage shield because it takes true damage already. So I don't really like Lover. The other thing is you give up a lot of healing with that as well. So Warrior is really nice to get damage and healing. But yeah. Oh my god, Nick with the Sapiarch motifs. He's been going ham. What does this skill do? Imbue weapon, it makes your next light attack do additional damage and heal you for a portion of the damage done. Sapiarch belts, bows, and gloves. I could... Whoops, caps is on. I could use them all. You wanna sell. Gift for the Steam. Oh, my... Thank you. The Jordan, thank you for that. You were asking if I needed these earlier. Thank you for the maces, my friend. I appreciate that. We are one step closer to having all of the knowledge of the Sapiarch motif. Thank you. I appreciate that. such a good looking motif. Heavy armor or medium armor for PvP? Both work really, really well. It's more of what you're trying to do. So since I'm a solo player most of the time and sloads exists at the moment, I'm using heavy armor. I prefer medium because it lets me be more mobile and it gives me more damage. But that can't be used if I'm dead because sloads exists, and since every motherfucker in this game uses sloads right now, I went back to heavy because you get extra healing, you get extra heavy attack, resource management, and you get extra health. And you're just tankier in general, so I'm running heavy. Short story, Sharpen got nerfed, Lover now penetrates deeper. That was from a while ago, but yeah. Elder Sloads Online, yep. Lover giving penetration, They knew exactly what they were doing with that. Isn't about 800 penetration equal to 1% damage? In PvP, it's 660 pen equals 1% damage. Not necessarily, but... Can you use meditate in stealth? No, you cannot. Lol, Elo? Damn, I follow this Nightblade build from my Nightblade. I never ran the Shadow. You mean the Shadow ability? I just started doing that recently because sloads exist. Normally I would use Cloak, but since sloads deals Oblivion damage, you can't cloak it. I left right before they did... Sharpen nerf, what is the best type of trait for two-hander? Nirnhoned or infused generally. I will start with heavy until I learn the Stamina Nightblade. Yes, if you're trying to get into Nightblade PvP and you're not doing gank stuff, I would definitely suggest using heavy over medium until you start to understand the class's strengths and how to avoid damage and stuff like that. Hey Naya, welcome back from Yosemite. Hope your trip was nice. Lol at you? What do you mean? Alright. Put our grind shit back on. Alright, and then we still need to... we morphed meditate. We just need to get that tooltip up. Ooh, it increases even more. Is sword still the best or is maul better this patch? For PvP, generally axes are best.
To me, my minions.
Otherwise, maces. Tip was terrible, but the views were amazing. Man, I'm sorry to hear that the trip sucked. Hopefully, everything is better, and it has been left in Yosemite. But hey, at least it was pretty, right? Gil is a cat dog? What do you mean? Is crushing weapons heal that beneficial? It's a percent base, so the more damage you do, the better it is. So if you are fighting tankier opponents, then it's generally not that good. Do you have a girlfriend? Yes, I do. Werewolf Khajiit? Yes, I am. I was testing a set called Doilamesh with Werewolf in Dragon Bones, and I was trying to get it to work, but I didn't give it a lot of time. Is she hot? Yes. I mean, I find her attractive. Did you get the Reliquant in advancing the Okita set in live? No, I do not. I have not. I've been super busy and honestly not interested in raiding. I think I'll be raiding on Tuesday. Black, gonna ask that you stop asking about personal stuff like that, please. I'd appreciate that. I don't know you like that, so... We got a stoner in the chat. Yeah, shoot him, Ryan! Really, Axis... What is this mob doing? What is this fucking mob doing? Really, axes in dual wield or two-handed? For PvP, both. So I run one axe on my dual wield, and then for PvP I run another axe for a two-hander because the bleeds of the passive stack. I know surprise attack is better for damage, but depending on the content, I struggle to stay alive. Was wondering if crushing weapon or deadly cloak would combine help. Oh yes. Yes, if you are struggling to stay alive, crushing weapon will definitely help. The damage difference between surprise attack and imbue weapon is... It's not huge, but it's noticeable. But again, you're getting the heal out of it with that, so it is pretty nice. So I guess what I can demonstrate is I'll let this Storm Atronach get me a little bit low health. And then I'll do one attack with it and show how much it heals for. Keep in mind, I'm in PvP gear, so my damage output in PvE is going to be pretty small. But it should give a good idea of what it would look like. So activate it in light attack. So it healed for about 2,300, 1,500 right there. 2325 right there. So it's going to average about like an 1800 to 1900 healing per second, assuming you're just casting the ability over and over again. The more damage you do, the more healing it'll be. So if you're in medium armor, you have like major brutality and stuff like that, it'll be a lot higher. You could probably get a good like 3 or 4k healing out of it every time you cast it. So it'll definitely help if you're able to make utilization out of it. I'm a hoarder and want to clear my bags and banks and chests. What set should I get rid of first in Somerset? Generally I would not suggest getting rid of gear just because ZeniMax loves changing shit all the time. But if you have any Night Mother's Gaze or Sunderflame, I would probably toss that because that just got nerfed and I don't see it buffed. How's Stam Warden this patch? Still really strong in PvP and still really lackluster in PvE. Are swords good in PvP? They're not bad, but they're definitely not good compared to axes most of the time. Unless you're fighting a Templar who's constantly purging, but the nice thing about that is you drain their resources because purge is super expensive. Warden is awesome as long as you delete him when he reaches level 50. Wardens are really strong, and a lot of people would like to see them either reworked or removed from the game, so that's why Mira said that. In some vet content, I would end up having to replace Cloak with Vigor because of poor healers, so it's nice that I can use Cloak and Crushing together while still doing good damage. Yep, totally you can. The other nice thing is that when you have Imbue Weapons slotted, you gain the passive Concentrated Barrier, and whenever you block damage, you get an extra 5,000 points of damage shield whenever you block. And then it has a 10-second cooldown, so it's really, really nice. I got Advancing Yokeda Jewelry with Dagger and Sword with Dubious, yet I really dislike the rotation with being so short on your back bar. Do you think Briarheart and War Machine is still good while you replace Briarheart with Hundings or even Leviathan? I would still keep... The thing about Yokeda is that even if you keep your original back bar rotation with Trap Beast, Poison Injection, Endless Hail, Leeching Strikes, and Caltrops, Advancing Yokeda is still up at like 70 to 80%, meaning it's still better than any other crit set in the game, so it's still worth running on your back bar. Oh, look, the Master's Axe, 15 runs, and I've only seen it once. Yeah, it's, the Master's Axe took a long time to get. A lot of people have been looking for it because it's doing really well. Where do I get the Elegant Swords part of the Queen set? That drops in Oridon. A question I'm getting conflicting answers on is whether or not Sword and Shield ult prevents being interrupted. It does not give you CC immunity, so no, it does not. The only way you can be gain interrupt immunity is if you have crowd control immunity, and since Sword and Board Ultimate does not give you CC immunity, that is not the case. You must have a Psijic ability to get that shield. Yes, correct. You need to have one Psijic ability slotted on that bar to gain the shield. So like on this bar, I gain the shield, but since I don't have one on this bar, I don't gain a shield. Spell Wall does stop projectiles that interrupt. Correct. Actually, I'm not 100% sure on that one. I think it would stop Venom Arrow, but I'm not sure. It does not stop Crushing Shock because Crushing Shock is not reflectable. Sorry for the questions. I'm a console weeb and can't test for myself. Not a problem. Not a problem. It's my pleasure to be able to help, so... It's not even a projectile? Correct. Crushing Shock and Force Pulse are not projectiles. So they cannot be reflected. So that would not prevent the interrupt. But Venom Arrow, the other morph that no one takes because it's complete garbage, would be reflected and thus stopping the interrupt. The Ukeda plus War Machine would be a good DPS combo. I guess I gotta L2P and not make mistakes on back bar. Yes, that would be a very strong combo for group DPS because you'd be giving that juicy Major Slayer to you and 2 allies. So, yes, that would work really, really well. Good evening, sir. Please, only one question. As a Mag Warden, someone who does not have access to trials and multiplayer content, is VMA Necro Burning Spellweaver the best I can do for myself? Yes. So if you don't have access to multiplayer content, I mean, I guess if you can solo Maelstrom, you can probably solo, whatever that, City of Ass. So yeah, if you don't have access to Sororia or Master Architect or something like that, then yes, you would want to go with Necropotence active permanently, and then Burning Spellweave active on your front bar, and then a Maelstrom Staff on your back bar, and then a monster set, if you can get a hold of it.
Come to me, my minions.
Otherwise, if you said you don't do multiplayer content, so if you don't have access to monster set, then you would just have Burning Spellweave and what is it? The other set, Necropotence active permanently, and then you would just have like a Maelstrom Staff on your back bar and a 2-piece set on your front bar, I guess, like a Max Magica bonus or something. You get the shield if you bar swap while blocking. No, you do not. So if I have the shield here and bar swap, I lose it because you drop block while you bar swap. Is Scathing Mage on par with Burning Spellweave? No. Scathing Mage is still pretty far behind. City of Ass? Yes. There are meme names that I call every dungeon in the game.
Come to me, my minions.
Burning Spellweave, Jewelry and Staff, Necro 5, VMA back bar. Yes. And then you do a monster set if you have access to it. COA 1 is easy solo, COA 2 is absolute cancer. That is correct. Yes, City of Ass 1 is far easier to solo. It takes way less time. The mechanics aren't as hard. The HP is not as stacked. It's much more tolerable. Monster set I have from VMA, Ice Fart, and multiplayer Scoria. Good old Ice Fart instead of complete garbage. If you can get your hands on it, Grothdar or Zans would be a little bit better. Otherwise, I would suggest Scoria. I thought interrupt immunity was separate, just like spamming Dark Deal. You could get interrupted over and over again. Did this change? Yes, it did. So in order to make abilities like Dark Deal, Snipe, and stuff like that, they wanted to make them have clear windows of use and disuse. In terms of counterplay, so CC immunity now prevents you from being interrupted. So it really helped out classes like Templar who want to use Dark Flare, or the Sork trying to use Dark Conversion. So now there are specific windows The thing is if you are interrupted while casting an ability, you are given CC immunity, but you cannot cast the ability for the next 3 seconds. That ability will be silenced, and you will not be able to cast it until after 3 seconds. So that way the attacker gets to control, okay, after I bash, I get 3 seconds where they can't do anything, and then they get CC immunity for 7 seconds, so they have a 4-second window where they can cast it whatever they want without being interrupted. So it really helps them be able to contend, sort of thing. Because it was really hard for Sorks and stuff like that to make deal. Because anytime a good player fought a Sork, it was just like, hey, you're trying to line of sight in Dark Deal, I'm not going to let that happen, and then you just instantly kill them. Nani? Jimmer, how are you doing, my friend? Good to see you. Thank you for the host. I appreciate that. If you just got done streaming, I hope your stream went well. Alright, time to ignore this guy. He thinks I'm actually grinding right now, and he's saying that my pulls are trash when I'm kind of just doing whatever, talking to chat. It went well? That's great to hear. Excellent. Have you gotten any news about your recent job submission? I don't want to say anything that I shouldn't say, but trying to keep it ambiguous, vague. Blaming people in the open world, yeah. Wednesday, Tuesday? Oh, okay. Very nice. Are you nervous at all? It's Tuesday AM, but not sure if I'm gonna do it, you know? Yeah, I'm right there with you. It's a big transition, that's for sure. Step in a different direction. A similar direction, but a different direction. Hey, Congo Sausage. That is a good name. I like that name. How are you doing? Thank you for asking all the questions. I'm going to sit back and enjoy the stream. Oh, not a problem. If you have any more, feel free to ask. I don't mind. Like I said earlier, not a problem. Fine, dude, and you? I'm still a little bit sick, but I'm doing a lot better. Thanks for asking. Pretty tired because I've been up since like midnight because my sleep schedule is all fucked up from being sick. So, do you prefer two-handed PvP, warden, axe, mace, or sword? Axes. Axes, axes, axes. Maces can be pretty good too if you're fighting really high tanky, like really tanky opponents. However, bleeds cut through physical mitigation as well. So, I kind of just like axes instead. Smell like campfire smoke. Hope you're feeling better. Gonna lurk while I unpack. Alright, Naya. Hope you, enjoy settling down, getting back home. Man, I feel you. My sleep schedule was great, but after getting sick, I'm back to waking up afternoon instead of 8 a.m. Yep, exactly. I've been waking up. I either wake up at 2 p.m. or I wake up at 1 in the morning or something like that. I was going to ask if you slept. Yeah, I did. I slept all of Sunday, because I was supposed to stream Sunday, and then I just ended up sleeping because I was up really late, and then I was like, oh yeah, I'm still sick, so whole body is gonna make me pass out longer than intended.
Come to me, my
Sorry if I
minions.
ask again, but do you think the difference of Redguard and Bosmer sustain is big? Yeah, it's pretty big. It's pretty big because since it's a percent base and that percent goes to your base regen, not your current regen, it's actually a lot lower. So since Redguard gives a flat amount of stamina, it's actually worth much more regen than Wood Elf is. The thing is, though, is that Redguard sustain isn't good if you are a ranged class. I can't make a pretty Redguard, so all my stam characters are Imperial. Yeah, you give up sustain, but you gain extra health out of it, so it makes running Dubious a lot easier for that. So it's not a complete loss in that regard. Plus, you get a tiny little bit of healing from it, so... Again, it's not ideal, but it's not the worst either. It's pretty nice in its own regards. I have an Argonian sap tank I made for BGs. Maybe he'll do better as a heavy stam brawler like you've been doing. I mean, both can work. The thing is that the Bloodletter E or like the sap tank doesn't do too hot in no CP because its damage is really low, and since a lot of its healing is based off of damage, it's hard to stay alive sort of thing. But you can still make it work, but it's definitely not going to be something you're going to solo with. A brawler kind of build that I do with stamina would probably be able to solo a lot better. Fashion, yes. The ultimate deciding factor of any true gamer. Can I make this thing look good? I also love my Wood Elf too much to race change. Yeah, I mean, in the end, it's personal enjoyment, right? Like, it's not the end of the world. It's not like, oh, I'm not a Redguard, I'm never going to be able to complete something. It's like, okay, I'm losing something, but at the end of the day, personal enjoyment is what matters. And it's not, again, it's not like you're going to be like, okay, I can't do Cloud Rest Trial because I'm not a Redguard. It's not that big of a deal. I played Mage DK as first. Second was Stam Sork. Third was Bobo Stam Warden. 4 was Magplar. A lot of characters. Is the only character I can pull a 38k DPS and VMA solo with. Yeah, the nice thing about Mag Warden is it's very accessible in terms of what it does. It has a lot of healing. It's got a lot of buffs in it. When I did VMA for the first time, I actually got Flawless Conqueror in Maelstrom Arena. The first time I ever played Mag Warden in VMA. It's really, really good in terms of just like an ease of access, easy to understand, and getting good results. It's like you can make it super basic and just put a bunch of healing and you'll be able to do just fine with it. Like, you're not going to get any crazy scores, and like you're not going to get a 600k score with it unless you're really fucking good. But they're really accessible, beginner friendly. Ooh, a BGQ has popped. Put our gear back on. Of course, someone has declined the queue. Why would they not? I mean, if you don't enjoy doing something, you're not doing what you want to do, no matter how good you are at it. Yeah, exactly. I find Magden the supreme boring dumbness. I mean, to each their own, right? I'm not a big fan of Wardens either. I find them to be very under-rewarding and overly convoluted and one-dimensional. They don't have a lot of diversity in their kit, unfortunately, but some people really like that. It's like, hey, I know what abilities I need to run. Nothing too complex with this. I can just go in and have fun. You can use the dressing room add-on and it will change all skills with a click. Yeah, I have dressing room, but I don't like using it because it's really buggy sometimes. Love to force myself to do things. I started playing ESO last September. Yeah, I mean, it's a good way to learn, is like kind of to force yourself to do something and stomach it. So it's not a bad thing to do. Did you see 5 Fury and 5 medium on Stam DK? What do you mean? What are you gonna run as medium? But yeah, you can do that. You're gonna have to be a little bit tankier though, so you're gonna have to run something like Sword and Board, because if you're running Fury, you have to intentionally take damage to get it to ramp up nicely. Oh boy. Woohoo! See you later. Goodbye. Thoughts on Stamplar? For what? Holy shit, how are you alive? Dude, fuck off, really? Ugh. I'm having a 1v1 and you ruin it. Because I killed you earlier, right? Okay, I incapped you and you didn't get stunned? Cool. Cool. 5 medium brass, 5 bone pirate or Spriggans. That's a really nice setup, yeah. I personally prefer impreg over brass, though. Get more tankiness out of it. Man, that extra burst out of Imbue is super nice. What's the best for Stamblade and BG? There is no such thing as a best in PvP. It's all contextual, player preference, and player skill level. How about 2 Troll King, 5 Automaton, 5 Fury? I would not run Automaton on Stam DK because a lot of their damage is poison. When you were testing Doilamesh, did you try it with Mage? The heavy attack is easier to proc from a range. You cannot proc Doilamesh from range. It only procs off of melee attacks. Who is spamming Flying Dagger? Nani? Ninja, how are you doing, my friend? Thank you for the host. I appreciate that. Oh, goodbye. Major Evasion is such a lame buff in PvP. Yeah, I don't like it, but it's too good to pass up. I think Arbitrary random dodge chance is stupid. I think that it should be after every 5 incoming attacks, you guaranteed dodge the next attack or something like that. I think it would be much more controllable. You'd be able to strategize about proccing it and about countering it. There'd be more like, okay, I'm gonna after the next 4 attacks, I'm gonna bait it out with some really weak damaging abilities, and then I'll save my big attack for after his dodge goes out. Would you ever run Tavas in PvP to use ult? If I was playing a support build, yes, definitely. Really, what the fuck is the point of staves in the Doilamesh set? It should not be dropping in that, but sometimes it does because lol coding. Or make it reactionary. How would you make major evasion reactionary, though? True, but most of my damage would be from Dizzy, Dawnbreaker, and Reverse Slice. Yeah, but still, a lot of your damage is going to come... Like, you can't underestimate Noxious Claw, Noxious Breath and Venomous Claw. Like, that's a lot of damage, especially Venomous Claw, which is... It gets stronger the longer it lasts, so... Give you a free dodge or something? So you mean, like, after you take 5 attacks, your next dodge roll is free? Like that? That would... I wouldn't mind that. Alright, well, purple is just a pre-made.
Come to me, my minions.
And that's all today is. Ooh! That burst is so filthy. Okay, I really like this crushing weapon plus surprise attack burst.
Come to me, my minions.
I guess you know, Deltia, please tell him he changed my life. You did too, for my brain was farming the shit out of Diablo. Never got discount. I will definitely let him know. He always smiles when he hears that stuff. I think removing it from PvP would be fine. Keep it for PvE tanks. Be pretty lame, though. William, rate my outfit, please, out of 10. Stop casting evasion so I can see. Damn, you shiny boy. That's actually not half bad. This guy is just watching us stare at each other, looking at our outfits. It's like, what the fuck are these guys doing? Brigand is straight pen, automaton is weapon damage, only on physical damage abilities. Correct. How much damage do you think difference? Spriggans gives you a % of damage back, while automatons gives you a flat damage. You can't really compare them. Hey, I'm at CP 604. Do you think I have enough points now to run Truth? Definitely. Definitely. Wow, he is very shiny, one shiny boy. Yes. I guess Green Team failed at defending their own relic. Feels good. Do dots get buffed by the pen from Spriggan's 5-piece? Bleeds do not, because they already ignore physical resistance, but Venomous Claw and stuff like that would. But since a stamina build, a lot of your dots are bleeds anyways, at least in PvP, penetration isn't all that great, in my opinion. Like, you don't want none of it, but you don't want a lot of it either. Perma-rolling Nightblades with Shuffle, though, is just so frustrating. Well, the thing is there's a lot of damage in this game that is not dodgeable. So, Templars have a lot of undodgeable damage. Jabs cannot be dodged. Any AoE ability cannot be dodged. So, Jabs, Steel Tornado, Shulks or Subterranean Assault or Deep Fissure. There's a lot of damage that Nightblades can't avoid. So, it's understanding which abilities are strong in your class's kit and how to use them. So like Hurricane or Boundless Storm for the Magstork, Haunting Curse for the Magstork, stuff like that. Have you had better luck of not running in sloads than Alcast? No, I see sloads every match. I have not seen a single match since Somerset came out that did not have sloads in it.
Come to me, my minions.
Hey Manhattan, how are you doing? Kind of don't want to play BGs right now in Elder Scrolls Sloads Online. Yeah, I mean, when one person has it, it's not an issue. Like, I've actually been killing a lot of people in 1v1s who have Sloads, because I'm able to outplay them. But when 2 or more people have Sloads and they're running over you, it stacks, so it's just constant damage, and you can't fucking do anything about it, and you just die. That's why I'm using some really derpy sets, and I'm using Shade, is because the only way to get out is to, like, hey, you're fighting me, you're running me over with sloads, fuck you, see you later, sort of thing. But yeah. Sloads plus Zan plus Master Axe Bleed equals skill. Yeah, complete skill not being carried by broken mechanics at all. Flame Lash used to be undodgeable. Yeah, single target skills that were undodgeable were not intended. So they've been fixed. It was really frustrating dying to skills that should be dodgeable. Gil, what are your PC specs? I thought they were listed below, but I guess not. I have a NVIDIA 1080, GTX, an i6700 processor. It's overclocked to 4.5 gigahertz. That's kind of pretty much all that's important, right? Your GPU and your CPU. Why not make sloads unstackable as a dot? That would definitely help, but it still does too much damage for what it does.
Come to me, my minions.
All right, Nick. Nick gave me 3 Sapiarch motif pages. What a god. What a sexy beast. Gonna ask how much he wants for them because I can't just take them for free. That's a lot of potential money. You think letting purge slow would be a good balance solution? It is purgeable, and no, because not every class has purge. In fact, the only 2 classes in the game that have purge are Templar and Magicka Warden, and it only removes 1 dot, so no. Alright, see you later, Master Freeze. Hope you have a good one. Who has the magic on the Sam build to keep casting purge? Yeah, like the universal access purge is way too expensive to use. Did Zos actually not think this would be happening with this set? Yeah, I think that they thought... The issue is I feel like a lot of times they think about in vacuum. They're like, ooh, in a 1v1, this would be a really good set. and it wouldn't be too OP because you can purge it and just out heal it. But it's like, the issue is when you start stacking it in groups. Got pitted against premates even in below 50 BGs. Yeah, I feel like that is the meta of Somerset, is just fucking stack numbers with sloads and get instant gratification because you automatically win. Sloads sell Somerset will be nerfed. I don't think that's it. I think jewelry crafting and Psijic Order sells Somerset. Would an i7 770 or a 7700 and a 1060 be fine for ESO? Totally. 100%, yes. The biggest thing for ESO is a good processor, so yeah. You have a good processor, you'd be fine. Anything above a 1060 will also be able to run on Ultra as well. Alright, so how close? Crushing Weapon is literally like a couple pulls away from
Come to me, my minions.
max. Rip me, then I have an ancient i3. Yeah, you might want to upgrade that.
Come to me, my minions.
Might want to upgrade that. You'll used to play it with a literal potato as well. Yep, my first computer was an i3 with a, I don't even remember the name of the graphics card. The graphics card didn't have a fan. It was literally like the size of my wallet. Like this is how big my old graphics card was. It was so fucking awful. It was an i3. It was truly awful. My first ever PC. And then after that, it was like, alright, it's time to build my own. I can't stomach this any longer. Wait, I put a bow on and then I forgot to put on Endless Hail. Feels good. Alright, Crushing Weapon is increased to rank 4. Poggers. Jewelry crafting does seem that great. Trials in PvP drops gold stuff, arcane, robust, better in all cases. No. Infused is better than robust in every single application. And then in PvP, there's a lot of different stuff that you get out of jewelry crafting. And then being able to upgrade jewelry, so you can get sets that don't generally come in purple, or don't generally come in gold. The new trial for PvE has all of the best in slot gear in the game, so that's selling it too. So I think your assumptions are a little bit, you didn't do enough research on that one. Is Deltia coming back to ESO, or is he done for good? He might come in here and then, but he's pretty much done with gaming. He's doing a lot of stuff with his family and building a gym. He also got a counseling job, so he will not have time return with like he used to. I certainly do notice it. I could play Crysis 3 on ultra settings, but my PC is much slower now. In-game DK tank, 10% flame damage or warden tank, what would be your choice? DK tank, because the warden doesn't have anything for its allies that can't already be given. They don't have any true group utility. They have nice group utility, but they don't have true group utility, like something completely unique. As a serious streamer, you don't get to live. I would disagree with that, but yes, a lot of you don't have a lot of free time. I keep trying to pull with poison injection, and I keep casting fear instead. I thought Arcane is better for mag decay. Yeah, it is, but Robust is not better than Infused on Stam on anything. And then in PvP, there's different stuff. Any suggestions for a high elf tank? I mean, play it like any other tank. Race doesn't really matter as much for tank as it does for like a DPS or a healer. You can get away with a lot as a tank. The color of your jewelry affect infused, yes. Purple is 51% and gold is 60%. Rip Deltia the Gym Rat. Yeah, he is still super fucking buff too. Might have the guild was changed this patch how to snipe now in Cyrodiil. All Empower has been reworked. Empower gives you 40% light attack damage now instead of 20%. How do you snipe in Cyrodiil? The same way you've always been doing it. You just don't have as much cheesy one-shot potential. Argonian helps a lot better than other races, but Warler still uses a Khajiit. Yeah, exactly. As a tank, you don't need to be a race, but if you're trying to optimize, you'd be an Argonian. But if you're already a high elf, then like don't bother re-rolling unless you're like, man, I really am struggling with sustain. But in Somerset, the thing is if you're really struggling with sustain, you just use Infused and pair it with the block cost enchant, and your block costs like less than 300 stamina. So it's like I don't need to be an Argonian anymore. Should I be an Altmer or Breton for Magicka Templar? For DPS, for PvE, Dunmer, Altmer is a very close second, Breton is third. For healer, Breton is better, Altmer is right after. Who wants Tails? Yeah. I mean, that is the price you pay as an Argonian. You get unlimited power, but you look ugly. You are Vile Scourge. Alright, since this has finally been morphed, what's the damage difference? So it's about a 500 damage difference between this and Surprise Attack, but this gives Fracture. Crushing Weapon costs more than Surprise Attack now? Damn, rip that skill. Khajiit are ugly, don't even at me. I generally am not a fan of the Khajiit, but I think I made Gil look pretty cool. I don't think he's ugly. Hey Gravedigger, how are you? Alright, so all we have left is Deep Thoughts. Damn, 1848 Magicka and Stamina every second. That's pretty nice. Take that back, Khajiits are sexy. To each their own, I guess. I don't really like Somerset, yet I still think I have to buy it since it contains core stuff. What don't you like about it, Miru? The questing is fantastic. Like, I've been having an absolute blast doing the questing, other than Psijic Order grind. Paintwalling, barbershop, and jewelry craft is nasty. Barbershop? What are you talking about? This zone looks hella nice. Yeah, it is beautiful. Artaeum and Somerset are absolutely gorgeous. They really went all out.
Come to me, my minions.
Crushing weapon back on there. Location, Stoner Elves, new trial grind. The new trial is pretty good too. Not as good as it was on PTS, but it's still pretty good. When Paul Sage was a part of the team, he said they wanted to make Barbershop immersive in-game feature where you could change your hair. We all know how that turned out. Yeah, but Paul Sage also thought that UI and add-ons were disgusting and should be removed because they took away from immersion, which is pretty fucking stupid. Paul Sage was an interesting individual. I disagreed with a lot of what he said. I think he focused on immersion and was willing to make sacrifices to the game to do such, like really, really big sacrifices. And I'm very happy that Rich Lambert is the new creative designer. Because we still have a lot of immersive stuff in this game. Beautiful zones, we have really good looking styles and motifs and stuff, and we still have the gameplay was kept intact. All right, what do we do while we wait? Because I don't really want to grind the rest of Deep Thoughts here. Thanks for the kind word, Tectus. Oh, what can we do? What can we do? Ranting bad day? Well, I hope your day is getting better by the minute. Don't worry about it. You are free to rant as you so please. Finished researching trait for Arcane Ring. Alright, we will go research another trait. Reckon Bethesda will announce Elder Scrolls 6 at E3. No. No, probably not for another 2 or 3 years. I don't think we'll be seeing TS6 for a very long time. Todd Howard was pretty adamant about getting that across, was that we will not be seeing ES6 for a very long time. Alright, we will now research robust. Let's research our harmony ring. And then, did we consume a scroll today? We did already. Oh. PS6 probably won't even be a good game. God damn.
Come to me, my minions.
It's been nearly 7 years. Yeah, Skyrim launched in 2011. 11. But they're also still releasing Skyrim on systems like VR and shit, so it kind of goes to show that they're not interested in fully hunkering down and making TS6, unfortunately. When ESO ends, you might see TS6. ESO and TS6 are not related at all. They will not be made by the same team, so it's not like we're not gonna see TS6 until ESO is done. That's not how it works. Alright, time to blow my nose. I want Dragon Shouts and ESO. That has some heavy lore implications. I don't know about that one. Yuck. Not even the same company? Exactly. You have an opinion on the PvE stam classes that gets you the most bang for your buck DPS wise? I know Nightblades are pretty top tier, but I'm not sure if I can handle the weaving and merciless management. Stamina DK heavy attack rotation is still pretty respectable. It does really, really well in terms of ease of access and damage production. Fist fighting class would be awesome. I think we would see a weapon skill line of unarmed or fist weapons before we would see a class. That is not 100% lore friendly. Yeah, the other thing is that Dragon Knights have a version of the Thuum already. So the reason that Dragon Knights are able to breathe fire is that the Akaviri studied the Thuum and made a martial arts style off of it. So Dragon Knights already technically speak the Thuum, so to speak. It's like a... I don't want to call it a bastardized version because it's not. It's not like a gimped version, but it's actually the Thuum. So, Gosjag Gleason. I don't recognize your name from Zenimax Studios. I don't know.
Come to me, my minions.
Thank you for the follows, everyone. I appreciate that. You might remember me as the actor that played Joffrey in the hit Game of Thrones TV show. Highly doubt that one. I highly doubt that that actor would be watching my stream of all the things that he would be busy doing. Highly doubt that. I want to roleplay is Baris in E6. Lol. Thanks for the kind words, Lucky Jack. I appreciate that. Alright, do we have... I don't want Balfoyan treasure map because that's a waste.
Come to me, my minions.
I guess we could go to Somerset and pick up quests. Oh, I have a turn-in. Anyone in Vardenfell? I need to be able to port so I can turn in my... Gosjag Gleason is one of the best memers I've seen recently. Alright. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I saw them earlier, and I found out they were not a ZOS employee. I was already suspicious. Good memes.
Come to me, my minions.
Alright. If you have the ESO badge, that means you're a ZOS employee. Kappa. Yep. Infallible proof of ZOS employee.
I'm excited, of course.
Someone has declined the invite. Please. Please. How should I prepare for jewelry crafting to be as ready as possible day one of patch? Stack up on AP and then go buy jewelry bags in Cyrodiil. Like the best way to grind jewelry crafting. Is reverb proc truth? No. Reverb does not set people off balance. Is Sororia buff Zan's proc? No, because Zan's does not scale off of spell damage, and Sororia gives you spell damage. Yeah, honestly, I should be spending my AP on that. That would be smart. And buy jewelry here? I don't think so. I think you have to go specifically into Cyrodiil to do so. Elfbane does buff Zan. It buffs the duration, yes. Which bags are the best? Does it not matter? It does not matter. And get the 1-day scrolls? Yeah. If you have writ vouchers, turn them in and get these research scrolls from the master writ. They'll help reduce the research time. I suggest researching your first one naturally, and then your second one use the scroll, because your first one is about 2 or 5 hours. I don't remember. So just research that one normally, and then your next one will be about 10. You can do that one normally too, but that's high enough that it's worth to use the research scroll, because the research scroll has a 20-hour cooldown. Unless you buy it from the crown store, then it has no cooldown. But yeah. First is third, second is 5. Yeah, okay, so that's if you have max jewelry crafting. So if you have max, then it will be much, much lower. Correct. Mine are the base durations. Apologies.
Come to me, my minions. The enemy will tremble before our might.
That was a lot of damage. Jesus Christ. Pre-made. Yep. Oh, there is no winning today, I swear. As soon as I picked up Sigil, they all dropped alties, and then as soon as I got on the offensive, they casted Resto Alt and stacked up. I love pre-mades. It's so much fun, especially when you have a group of 3 people. So much fucking fun. That Saber, he's good? Yeah, I know. But Saber always stacks in a group now, is the thing. Doesn't matter if you're good or bad if you have a fucking healer sitting on you with Resto Alt permanently. Okay. What got me when I was teleporting? Ah, Sloads Embrace and Purifying Light. Jesus. Queuing generically seems to lead to less pre-mades on EU. What do you mean generically? How do you queue generically? Why no subs? Because I'm still new to Twitch. I haven't been streaming here for very long.
Come to me, my minions.
So the healer is in Durox and Thorvikins. Woo-wee! I lived somehow. Whew. Holy,
Come to me, my
what am I
minions.
taking damage from? These bursts of damage is fucking ridiculous. I don't even know what it is. It is sloads. Yeah, it is sloads. All right. Green team is getting aggressive. Time to go. Yep. Get on out of there. Yeah, I hear the sloads proc. It's that whoosh sound. Just constantly hearing it. Cool and good gameplay, ZeniMax Online Studios. You know how to make a set. Thanks, purple team. And Ali is in sloads. Yeah, you can't be a good player and be in sloads. Sorry, that doesn't... Those two things are not synonymous. It means you're a fucking trash player looking to get carried. Sloads in a Zerg. Pre-made healer, who also has major defile, minor defile. That's pathetic. That is pathetic. Why can I not move? Thank you.
This isn't going as I'd hoped.
How many RIP vouchers do the jewelry scrolls cost? They cost 10. Not gonna pull away from your group? Not gonna fight me? Alright. That has to be center. It hasn't been center in like... What the fuck? What animation irritates you the most? Probably the power of the light bug. I find that a lot of times when casting power of the light, the ability causes my next ability to be desynced. Yikes. Any chance at BG map sigil spawn locations on your site when it launches, or I could just get good and learn the spawns? The spawns are pretty easy to learn. They all spawn at the same area and the same general idea. Most of the times you're going to spawn, one is going to be in the center, and then 3 are all in the cardinal, yeah, the 3 directions.
I agree.
And the other thing is that Ali Saber is a raging little child. Are you running heavy? Yes, it is the only thing that gives a semblance of survival against the cancer that is sloads. He's mad that he lost with his pre-made against purple team, because apparently all I did was attack him, even though, like, if we want to go look at the replay, we'll notice that I spent more time fighting purple than I did green. Oh, shit. I hit the guard. You know any good ways to level jewelry crafting? Yes. Go buy a bunch of bags from Cyrodiil that give jewelry sets. So you can go to, I think there is one at your camp or your major faction in Cyrodiil in one of the bases. So like for if you're DC, it'll be in Northern or Southern High Rock Gate. I don't remember. There's a vendor that sells jewelry bags. Otherwise, you can go to like Velastris or Cropsford or what's the other place? Bruma, and you can buy bags there. Or you can buy jewelry and then just decon it. You can buy really cheap jewelry and just deconstruct it. Alright, we'll do one more BG, and if we get more pre-mades wearing sloads, I'll probably just call the stream for today, because I can only take so much of this bullshit. People who are so, like, insecure of losing that they need to stack. This cancer is getting really, really unfun. to fight against. Also unoriginal. There is no really cheap jewelry right now because everyone is price gouging. Yeah, that is true. Do grind dolmens? Yeah, doing dolmens is probably the best way to get jewelry in terms of getting it really quickly. Could you see Molten Weapons being strong in PvP if you can cancel heavy attacks with Dizzy? I mean, Molten is strong in PvP anyways, just because heavy attacks do a lot of really nice damage and restore resources. So yeah, Molten is really good. I'm actually working on a DK build that revolves around heavy attacks. I just need to take the time to grind the skills on the character, which is honestly the only reason I haven't gotten into Stam DK PvP. I have a lot of cool ideas that I want to try out. I know they're not doing too hot, but my build would revolve mainly around heavy attacks because I really like that playstyle in PvP. But it's just like leveling those skills takes eons, and I fucking hate grinding in this game. I probably spent over 1,000 hours grinding in ESO, and I'm really kind of sick of it. Almost as sick of it as I am sick of this cold. When do you project being able to accept subscribers? Within the next 2 streams, I think, I will have affiliate status, and then I will be able to have subscribes. Hey, Shanaria, how are you doing? Good to see you. If I slapped on training gear and rode between Dolmens and Alakir, would that be an efficient use of time? If you are trying to level and grind jewelry crafting at the same time, yes. But if you're just trying to level, no. There are going to be way better ways to get XP. Level on Dolmens, 2 birds and all that, yeah. So, Gil, are you doing a mucus giveaway today? I mean, I already gave a mucus giveaway to my trash can. Sorry. It won the exclamation point mucus earlier. Are you matching against pre-mades? I don't run against them as often. Yeah, because my MMR is so high because I play a lot of BGs. All I fucking get are pre-mades. So, it's actually really aggravating. This new system is complete fucking garbage. It is... Like, I used to love BGs, and I'm slowly starting to detest them because it's just not fun anymore. Because when you fight against 4 people who are in comms calling out kill Gilliam and then all stacking ultimates for 1 person and wearing sloads, it gets really tiresome because there's not much I can do. Like, especially when they're quote-unquote good players. Like, when they're players that know what they're doing and then going beyond that and then abusing overperforming sets and shit, it's not fun. What is an MMR? Matchmaking rank. Don't stream and cure yourself, you deserve it. The thing is I've already rested plenty. I was like a week behind on work because of how sick I was, so I can't afford to take more rest. I need to make money sort of thing, so. It was worse before Somerset, though. No, it was not. Not at all. BGs were faster, and I got way less pre-mades last patch. The population was slower, but you didn't get slowed stacking. See, the thing is since they improved the importance of your matchmaking, your MMR, the population is actually slower now. Like, getting into BGs takes much longer than it ever did before. Like, in order to get 1 match now, it takes about 22 minutes. I only had matches that long at, like 6 in the morning. And even then, I probably got it faster. How do you rush Fighters Guild skill on your
Come
alts?
to
I
me,
grind
my
in areas
minions.
that have zombies and stuff. So like Craglorn or like what is it called? Guy Reach Catacombs if I'm solo, or Spellscar if there's room. Damn Gil, should have said I was missing you guys. Now everyone knows he's only about the money. I mean, I did miss people, but the thing is I still interacted and responded to comments and stuff. That's all I could do when I was sick, was watch streams and answer questions and work on my website and stuff. So I can't really say I missed you guys if I wasn't missing you guys, because I was still talking to you guys and stuff. I missed streaming. I missed being able to do it. But unfortunately, since this isn't an actual job where I have like healthcare and stuff, whenever I get sick, it's really bad in terms of like staying profitable in order to be able to, you know, eat food and stuff. So is there a way you can tell your MMR? No. Generally, you can kind of tell by the quality of matches you get. So if you're fighting against lots of groups of players who are like sitting on top of each other, very, very coordinated, you can kind of guess that your MMR is either average or above. If you're fighting people, a lot of random people that you've never really seen before, or they have really low CP, it generally means your MMR is going to be a little bit lower. And then if you solo queue and you still get pre-mades, it means you have very, very high MMR. Is there a different MMR for each character? Yes. So if I really wanted to, I would get on a different tune, and then I'd be able to be a little bit better, but I've still played enough Battlegrounds on most of my characters that I would still run into the same general issues. What they included MMR. MMR has always been in Battlegrounds. It just now dictates a larger portion of the matches you get. Before, it was like a loose system of kind of like, hey, this guy's done a lot of BGs. We're going to try and put him against people who've only done that much. But after like 2 minutes, we're going to say whatever, and we're just going to give him a group. Because like they wanted queue times to be really quick before, and then now, but in doing so, they kind of sacrificed matchmaking quality back then. Like sometimes you just get a group of people who didn't know how to CC break or do whatever. So they wanted to adjust that, but in doing so, they really hurt the people who play Battlegrounds the most, because now a lot of times the only way to get good matches is if you pre-made. If you have this high, if you have more than 100 matches into Battlegrounds, pretty much if you solo queue, you're just going to get run over by other organized groups. Just play Capture the Flag and lose on purpose, easy peasy. I don't think losing would do much, because I think it has to do with how many matches you've played, not how many you've won. We don't know how the matchmaking system works. It's a lot of conjecture, and we're kind of still hypothesizing and investigating it. We found a few cool interactions in terms of how to get into queues quicker and stuff like that, but for the most part, we still aren't 100% sure like what the ultimate deciding factor is of how your matchmaking rank is acquired. Like, is it wins? Is it match score? Is it kills? Is it deaths? Is it KD? Is it time spent? Is it matches played? We have no clue. Any suggestions to back bar sets for Stam? Only thought of Trappings of Invigoration, Werewolf Hide, and 7th Legion. I actually don't think 7th Legion as a back bar set is that good, because it only has a 5-second duration. So unless you're bar swapping a lot and you're taking a lot of damage on your back bar, 7th really isn't all that great. Werewolf Hide is really nice for consistent ultimate generation and sustain. Trappings of Invigoration, I'm not too fond of. Its stam isn't all that great. But there are other stuff. There is Plague Slinger. There's Plague Slinger, which is a proc set, which is, I mean, proc sets in no CP are really strong, and they need to be nerfed again. They need an actual fix instead of just a band-aid fix like we saw before. But Plague Slinger works really well. It's whenever you take damage, you summon a little rat that spews puke all over the target that's closest to you. It does a lot of pressure. It's really, really good. So that's another set that I need to grind. I want jewelry and a two-hander for it. That way I can just go to my back bar, get hit once, and then get proc and go and be able to go on the offensive because it makes them take a lot of pressure from it. Or it makes them waste stamina to either dodge or block or like get out of their way or start healing or whatever. So that's a really good one. Yeah, let's pull up sets ESO. The nice thing is that now we can use a lot of different sets because we can retrade jewelry. So we can use literally any set we want. The other set that we can do is we can use prisoners on our back bar if we're struggling with Magicka Sustain. So if you're casting a lot of cloak or fear or mirage and stuff like that, you can use prisoners, jewelry, and two-hander. And then whenever you're on your back bar, when you sprint, you're going to gain 1,000 Magicka back. And you're also going to have 50% sprint cost reduction. So it's very nice for battlegrounds for getting around and stuff like that. That's a good option. What else can we do on our back bar? Let's start looking through some of these sets.
Come to me, my minions.
Unfortunately, most of the light armor sets have pretty weak 2 through 4 pieces for stamina DPS, so we're not going to really find anything other than prisoners, because the nice thing about prisoners is it has a max stam recovery, so that's a really good back bar option. And then it's also going to help your mag sustain, so prisoners works really, really well as a back bar option. Eternal Hunt will work really well on your back bar too. Plague Slinger will work really good, yeah. Cowards is okay. I'm not really big on that one. Let's see, what else can we do? Amber Plasm? Amber Plasm is a set that I would rather have active on both bars. Oh, Vocal, how are you doing? Good to see you. I didn't recognize your name there. How are you, my friend? What else can we do on our back bar? You could do Briarheart because it lasts 10 seconds. But I'm not... I mean, it would be nice weapon damage that you could carry over. You could use that. You could use Hunt Leader. That's another set that's really, really good. Whenever your pet attacks someone, you heal for 2.4k, and then you get 1,012 or 1216 stamina with a 5-second cooldown. So if you're running Shade, you can go on your back bar, proc Shade, and then like light attack the target, and you'll get some nice stamina and healing. That's a nice one. What else can we do? You can run Heemjas if you're running in a group. If someone dies, or if someone's about to die, you can bar swap and get Major Berserk for 3 seconds. Although it's a pretty short duration, so maybe not. You could do Widowmaker on your back bar. If you're running poisons on your back bar, that has a 10-second cooldown. But that would be a little bit hard to proc from your back bar unless you're doing a lot of attacks from there. So maybe not. I mean, there's a lot of different stuff that you could do. Werewolf, we already talked about that one earlier. Someone said Sench. The thing about Sench is it's 5 seconds in terms of duration, so you have a very short window in order to gain the power out of it. And you have to dodge roll, so it's a really costly way to proc offensive power for a very short duration. But yeah, I mean, there's tons of different stuff that you can do. There's even more that we're missing. I don't want to go through everything. Werewolf, did someone say foul chew? Yes, the good old foul chew. Oh, excuse me. No, you know a lot of lore about ESO. Can you tell me something about the lore of Bretons? So Bretons are men, and I use men in terms of the race of men versus mare, so they're non-elves that they have elven blood in them. Some of it is from breeding. Elves bred with the Bretons during the Direni times, the ancient Eldmeri, not Altmeri. Eldmeri were like the original elves, one of the first groups. And the Bretons were they're pretty much a created race of elves who think they're better than everyone. They kind of made the Bretons. So Bretons have diluted elven blood in them, which gives them their innate resistance to magicka. That's why their passives are spell cost reduction, max magicka, and spell resistance. They bang. Well, it was a mixture of breeding and magic. So a lot of it was like really fucked up experiments that they also did on the because they were slaves at the time. And then during the war, I don't remember who was fighting against. The Direni was fighting against a group of people. I don't remember. The quest is in in Glenumbra, actually. It was in Glenumbra Moors. The Direni sided with some of the Bretons who joined them, and then they were fighting. Yeah, the Elysians. That's who it was. The Elysians, yes. But then after that, a lot of the Bretons received their freedom because they joined the Direni to drive back the invaders. Alright. What can we do while we wait? Wonder what ability I'm going to be giving up on my back bar for meditate. Guess I could start using that now. Could give up leeching strikes. I guess let's look at some of these rations and see. Leeching strikes, max heal is for 1100. Alright, yeah, that's pretty garbage. Max vigor 3700. Momentum. Yeah, momentum is even better than leeching strikes. Damn. Crushing weapon is almost better than leech. It is better than leeching strikes. Pretty sad. Alright, yeah, then we will take off leeching strikes for meditation. Use shadow image.
To me, my minions.
Go into a fight, do some damage, pour it out, begin the meditation, the deep thoughts. Hey Gilliam, I fought you a couple times in BGs. I didn't know you streamed. Finally getting to put a face to the name. Hey Nini. Yeah, I'm pretty. If you've done BGs on PCNA, then we've probably fought. That is a safe assumption. I do a lot of battlegrounds. I fucking love battlegrounds. Let's go to our house and see if we can make a new costume. As Naya throws flowers at us. Hey, Naya. BGs are so much fun. Yes, they are. Unless you're being ran over by pre-mades, then they are less fun. But they are still fun. I would rather be ran over in BGs than in Cyrodiil. Although that's kind of why I like BGs, is because I can avoid Cyrodiil, because I fucking hate Cyrodiil Zergs. So BGs are a lot more tolerable, but lately they've been getting pretty bad with sloads, so I hope something changes soon. What are the ingredients for your potions? Namir's Rot, Blessed Thistle, and Columbine. They're pretty pricey. I'm a Templar healer named Zanini. I doubt you remember me. No, I remember you. You're pretty hard to kill. Whenever I see healers, they immediately become my target. So I apologize. But if a healer is alive, that means everyone else is alive, and I have to fix that.
Come to me, my minions.
But they are amazing pots. Yeah, they are very nice. I mainly use them for the major expedition and the stamina return. The CC immunity is just a benefit. However, the CC immunity is broken, and a lot of skills like Petrify and Rune Focus ignore it anyways. So it's the CC potions actually aren't that good. The really nice thing about them is the expedition and stamina. Like, I wish there were more materials so that I could get something else, like Major Savagery instead, or, like, healing instead. Because we don't need Unstoppable, so... This wants... This has Stamina, but Ravage Health and...
Come to me, my minions.
This just has Speed. Grib Jelly has speed and lingering health. I know you can get lingering health speed, but I don't think... I think the issue is you can't get lingering health, stamina, and speed. That would be the dream. If I could get speed, lingering health, and stam, I would be in love. It would be amazing. Hey Joe Flu, how are you? Why don't you lose some of those magical abilities and use Efficient Purge for those slowed users? Because then I would never have any Magica to be able to do anything. Purge costs way too fucking much. There is speed, lingering health. Yeah, but there's not speed, lingering health, and stamina return. Because in no CP you need stamina return. You can't not have stamina on your potions in no CP. Like, resource management is way too fucking brutal in no CP to not have your primary resource return on them. So now we need lingering health. Yeah, we can't get anything else. It feels bad. What are the the new ingredients? There's clam gall, and then there's mother of pearl or whatever. I don't even have the other one, the mother of pearl. What ingredients, what traits are on those? Have you ever done any testing on CC mechanics in PvP, like why you seemingly can't CC break sometimes even though full-on stam are getting CC'd when you're supposed to be immune? So when you're... Generally what happens when you're being CC'd when you're immune is Rune Prison or Petrify. They made them ignore like they're guaranteed to cast through, and some abilities, and so the immunity from heavy armor, this ability immovable, and then immovable potions, rune focus or rune prison and petrify ignore that. Are there any new interesting pots that can be created with the new platens? I mean, I just asked what are the traits on them, so I wouldn't be able to answer that. I don't know what they have on them yet. Hey, they're just starting the game. Which is better for PvP, Stamina or Magicka DK? Magicka PvP. Magicka DK in PvP for sure is doing a little bit better right now. They're really fun. They're very tanky. They can do a lot of burst. There's a lot of stuff you can do with them. Immovable potion, speed buff, stamina, CC immunity. Yeah, that's what I'm using, but I would rather lose the CC immunity and have like return health or lingering health instead. What I'll do is pop a lingering, and then as soon as cooldown, I'll pop over to it also while I still have a little bit ticking. Yeah, you can do that. You can craft lingering health and major vitality now. You've always been able to. That potion has been around for a very long time. There are 2 new interesting potions, Vitality Speed Lingering and Lingering Protection Vitality. Okay. How long? The Vitality only lasts like 15 seconds though, right? And it's... yeah, like I just can't get over losing that much stam. In a group with a healer, I could do it, but the thing is in a group with a healer, I don't need lingering health and major vitality. It's so counterproductive, because it's like, I need resource management. A healer could help that, and then I could run these potions, but these potions give me what a healer already would be doing, so I can't do anything. So it's like, there's no way to win. What faction do you play on? I play on Daggerfall Covenant. The only good faction. Fang Rush? Fang Rush is solo queuing. Alright. My boy. Time to slay. You'll try the new Soul Siphon, it feels so good. I tried it. It's nice if you're in a group, but it's for solo. I would rather use Soul Tether. Were you ever in a guild called 7th Vanguard? No, but that is a familiar name. Are there any setups using Tooth Row, or is Leviathan just better? Leviathan is just better because Tooth Row gives you a major buff, which you don't need.
Come to me, my minions.
Oh, the Dawnbreaker. If I had stopped casting that just a little bit sooner. I should have casted Vigor before I entered Meditate first, too. I misplayed that one. It's going to take so much time to get used to Meditate, but once I do, it's going to be so juicy. Are there any setups you... Yeah, I answered that. I think I ran AA with you when it came out. Yeah, I mean, 7th Vanguard is a super old name, so yes. Probably a safe assumption.
Come to me, my minions.
Man, they really want me, but they shall not have me. Alright, Meditate is so nice.
Come to me, my minions.
Whew. Intensity rising. Give me all of my stamina back. Ooh, that's so nice. Goodbye. Oh.
Come to me, my minions.
Hee. Give me that charged lightning synergy. Yeah. Come here. Come here. Oh man, that resource return is hot. All right, we have to focus purple if we're gonna be able to do anything. Ah, my favorite, passive dodge chance on my ultimate.
Come to me, my minions.
Cool poisons, dude. You almost got me. Meditate looks so fun. It is. It is so fun. Plus, you look like a badass. It's gonna be like the ultimate version of BM. Like, you kill someone and then you just meditate over their corpse.
Come to me, my minions.
We must contest purple at every step.
Damn, they've taken the point.
That guy fucking turned around. I would really like to know how purple still has such a high lead, even though we've, like, denied all of their caps recently. Give me that synergy. Lol. Oh, I procced Meridia so he couldn't bash me. Oh, that was too fucking good. Justice. Oh, that was so fucking satisfying. Oh, we won just barely. Fangru's just running around mowing through people. Jesus. All right, let me catch up in the chat. All right, we'll do one more BG and then I'll call it a stream. Could you see 2 Troll King, 5 Beekeeper, 5 Desert Rose having the sustain to solo take dozens of players on a Dragon Knight? You'd be better off using a different set than Beekeeper, but Desert Rose will give you plenty of mag sustain to fight a Zerg, and Troll King will give you a lot of tankiness. If you're a DK, you might find a little bit better efficiency out of Bloodspawn, though, because you get really tanky when it procs and the ulti gen, and since you got Battle Roar, it's going to be really nice. Troll King can work really good, though. But yeah, Beekeeper, meh, you're going to be better off with the set like Plague Doctor or some other set that just gives you healing, like Bahara's Curse. Really good for tanking Zergs, especially since AoE caps are gone. Sam Warden is brain dead in PvP. 3 buttons to win. Yep. I mean, you could argue the same thing for Stamina Nightblade. You can play Stamina Nightblade with literally just surprise attack, reverse slice, and that's it. And in cap. So there's your third button is an ultimate, and you use the Asylum two-hander, and you just have in cap up like it is a spammable. That's pretty brain dead, but I don't play that build. I play a build that takes a little bit more lining up and stuff to do. A little bit more dimensions to it. Like, most of my kill potential comes from Relentless Focus, which has a lot of counterplay of just dodge rolling and stuff. Like, the thing about my build right now is everything right now is dodge rollable. This is dodge. You can dodge this, 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 this. The only thing that you can't dodge is DBOS. What are you running? Shacklebreaker, Troll King, Master daggers. Well, Master, 1 axe, 1 dagger. I wish it was a sword or a mace, but Rhett did really well too. Yeah, Rhett always does well. Yeah, Rhett is a really good Magsork. Hey, Jimmy JG. Ah, God, I'm gonna have to get used to saying that like Ninja. Jimmy JJ Shabadoo. I don't know how he says that so fast. And in his accent too. I don't have the accent, so I can't do your name justice. I'm sorry. Jimmy JJ Shabadoo. Is that a hash in my chat? How are you doing, my friend?
Come to me, my minions.
Is that a CJ in my chat? How are you doing, my friend? Great to see you. I'm still a little bit sick, but everything other than that is going quite well. Thank you for asking. I hope you are very much the same. You can say the same thing for every single class on the game since we are limited to 10 skills and most of them are buffs. I would disagree because on many classes there's more to it. There's a lot of preemptive thinking and like how you use them. The issue right now is that Warden Shulks do way too much damage and it takes away from their need to run a lot of different skills. Because a lot of times it hits harder than ultimate. So the fact that there's an ability that hits harder than an ultimate that's undodgeable, that debuffs you, and then if you're Magicka, well, they both debuff you. That gives you ultimate for casting a lot of ultimate, does huge burst, is undodgeable, then yeah, it's really strong. It really makes the class a little bit more one-dimensional. The counter to it is to avoid, to kind of dance around them, but the thing is that a Stam Warden is not going to let you do that if they know what they're doing. They're going to find ways to keep you in place instead. So, are you adding in the Psijic skill line to any of your builds? Yes, many of them. Maj DK pressure builds, 6 skills to win. Yeah, Maj DK has a lot of skills to manage in order to operate. They need to manage a lot of their buffs, or otherwise their efficiency is down. They have a lot of dots to run and stuff, so yeah. I'd say Magsork uses more than 3 skills unless you're in a Zerg, and then just spam Mage's Wrath. Yes, indeed. Magsork... Magsork isn't the class... It's not that it's too simple, it's that it has too little counterplay in its kit as a non-Templar. Because the only thing you can really do against the Magsork is dodge their C-Frag. But Haunting Curse is unblockable and undodgeable, and then their Execute is the same thing. You can't dodge it. I think you can block it. And then Implosion is just another random chance that you'll die, which is undodgeable or blockable. So they have a lot of damage that's very low counterplay, and the only way to avoid it is to Purge, which not every class has. So that's why people really don't like Magsorks. And then the fact that when you pressure a Magsork, they just press shields, is why people are not happy with the state they're in when fighting against them. Stamina Nightblade, their main issue right now is in-cap paired with how buggy it is in terms of, like, if you block cancel it, it's like pretty much unavoidable unless you're already dodge rolling, which doesn't allow you to dodge roll in-cap like, I'm going to dodge roll in cap because he's casting the ability, because by the time you see the animation, it's too late. But if you're dodge rolling because you're like, I feel like he's going to in cap now, then you miss. Or passive dodge chance will cause it to miss, which is extremely stupid. I don't think any ultimate should just be passively dodged by a 15% RNG proc. That's really fucking stupid. The same thing happens with Berserker Strike. Stamina and Magica Templar are both in a pretty iffy spot right now. Magica Templar is in a 1v1s is a little bit better than people think, because Total Dark or Eclipse or whatever the fuck it is a really strong ability, gives a lot of healing, makes people take a lot of damage. They have Purge, they have healing, but they're rather one-dimensional in terms of, like, I always have to do Sword and Board, Resto, or some iteration of that. They don't have a lot of ways to play Mag Templar. That's the main issue with the class right now, is just a lot of healing, but that's pretty much it. Mag DK is how fucking obnoxiously tanky they are for how much damage they can put out. Like, for a class that can sit there and hold block and absorb a lot of damage, they have the ability to instantly turn around and nuke someone, which is kind of counterintuitive. And then Stam DK is just... Stam DK is hurting right now. Stam DK is in a pretty shitty spot because a lot of their damage is negated by Purge or just healing. The class is countered by Major Defile, although a lot of stamina classes are countered by Major Defile right now. If you can get Defile on any stamina build, they're not going to be able to keep themselves alive. That's generally why Stamina Nightblade tends to win a lot of Stamina v Stamina fights, is because they have Major Defile in their kit, while other stamina builds don't. So Stamina DK especially, because a lot of... They have tankiness like Maj DK, but they don't have the healing that Maj DK has. So when they get pressured more, they have a harder time recuperating, and then resource management's a little bit tougher for them. And just damage production in general. Like, they pretty much the only thing Stam DK has going for it in terms of damage production is Venomous Claw, because Noxious Breath is nice for the armor debuff, but its damage is really, really weak. And then Venomous Claw is really good damage, but only the longer it runs. And since the time to kill is relatively low right now in terms of if you know what you're doing, that means that you can't let the Venomous Claw ramp up in damage, because you're either killing someone really quickly or they're killing you really quickly. So that power source that's coming from it is kind of redundant in a lot of applications, or it's just removed immediately if you're, again, a Templar or you have Purge or something like that. It's been really hard to break free after in-cap lately. It's not just in-cap, it's a lot of CC. It's literally every CC in the game is unresponsive right now. It's just that it feels you feel it more with in-cap, because generally, since in-cap makes them do bonus damage to you, you're going to die right after. And you get angry about it because it's like, I feel like I wouldn't have died if I was able to CC break and dodge roll. So in-cap feels buggier than it actually is, when in reality, all CC is buggy. It's just that you die more often after in-cap, so your brain remembers it more and you become biased towards it. Should I do Slowed and Doilamesh for my Stam Nightblade? I don't like Doilamesh in solo because we have a very hard time proccing it, because Fear doesn't... Doilamesh can't proc off of Fear for whatever reason, and without that, it's really hard to proc it. So the only time I really like running Doilamesh is if I'm on a Werewolf or in a group, like with a Magsork or a DK, who has Petrify or Rune Prison. Fought a nasty Stam DK the other day. I gave him all the damage I could dish out, and he healed through it. I have no clue what he was running, but he was tanky, didn't do crazy damage, but he out-healed everything, and I died when I ran out of Stam. Yeah, a lot of Stam DK builds operate via attrition. It's the same with Maj DK, is that the class is built to outlast you in terms of their production. The thing about Stam DK, though, is that as soon as you have Major Defile, they're not going to be able to out-heal it. So it sounds like you fought a Stam DK without Major Defile, or without a high uptime of Major Defile. I wish they had nerfed Breath of Life healing by 50% instead of nerfing the healing by 30% and reducing target by 1. Well, Breath of... You mean a long time ago? Yeah. I hate when in-cap holds in place before the ability hits. Yeah, in-cap is very much like Reverse Slice, where the ability does damage server side before the animation even goes off, so it's really fucking buggy. Like, it in-cap spam so much that you see it a lot. Yeah, I mean, if you're using Asylum two-hander, it's way too easy to get the in-cap because it costs so little and does so much. Channel abilities feel really glitchy right now. I haven't had that feeling with jabs, but I have had the feeling with a few other things. That's why you really need Efficient Purge on a DK. Most DKs that I see today don't run the skill, but, I mean, you can't go wrong with Efficient Purge if you're being debuffed a lot. I was running 7 Spriggans, no Defile, well Reverb, but that's all. Well, I mean, if you have Reverb, you have permanent Defile, because Reverb Defile lasts a really, really long time. I think it lasts like 10 seconds or something ridiculous. Skills, ESO. Like, Reverb Bash is a stupid ability. It's a stun, it's decent damage, and it's really long Defile. That's a skill that needs to be looked at. Sword and Shield, Power Bash, Reverberating Bash. Major Defile for 10 seconds. Deal X damage, stunning them for 3 seconds. 3k base stamina cost, which I want to say is the same, roughly the same as the prize attack. Is the food buff kind of bugged now? Sometimes I get more health, sometimes I don't. Yeah, I think Sogard was telling me about some bug earlier. His heals were insane. I'm assuming Troll King or Malabeth. Yeah, I mean, most Stam DKs are in Troll King these days. I don't see a lot of Malabeth anymore, but Troll King is really, really good for staying alive. That's what I'm running. The only way to pretty much live sloads in a 1v1 is to out-heal the damage with your health recovery, because when Troll King procs, I have about 2.4k health recovery, and then if I really want to try hard, I can use the Artaeum broth and then have like 4k health recovery. So honestly, what I should be doing is using this Artaeum takeaway broth for when I'm fighting these groups that have sloads, but since I'm solo, I'm probably just going to get ran over anyway, so I don't want to waste the food because it's really expensive. I said it early in the stream, I get less HP when I use food drink on back bar. See, I tested that on stream. Like, I ate the same food on both bars and I saw no difference. So I don't personally see that. You talked about Magplar but skipped Stamplar. Stamplar is in a decent spot other than sustain. That's Stamplar's major issue right now is the reliance on repentance.
Come to me, my minions.
And the fact that you can't always have a corpse, and also that repentance gives much less stamina than it did before. Other than that, they're in a relatively okay spot. I do wish that Radial Sweep had like a stun or an immobilize or something a little bit more built into it to help it in PvP, because right now, like, they're just like, Stam DK has leap. Warden doesn't really have anything in terms of an ultimate. I mean, they have trees, but they don't have an offensive ultimate. Stamplar doesn't have an offensive ultimate in their class. Nightblade has in-cap. Sork doesn't have an offensive ultimate. So I would kind of just like to see more offensive stamina ultimate options for classes like Stam Sork, Stamplar, and Stam Warden. I mean, Stam Warden has Bear, but since Bear is a fucking double bar ultimate, it's so weak in PvP. The thing, like, I actually really enjoy my Stamplar. It's just that I feel my sustain is really brutal when fighting groups that have healers in them because you can't get kills. And since you're reliant on getting kills to get sustain, you can't sustain because people are just not fucking dying. So, like, in open world, in Cyrodiil, they're great, because there's a lot of, like, fodder, pretty much, that you can kill. You can kill guards, you can kill newer players who are kind of just don't know what they're doing. There's a constant influx of corpses in Cyrodiil. In Battlegrounds, that isn't the case, especially when you're doing a 4v4v4, where it's, like, organized groups all fighting each other. You're not going to have that luxury, so your sustain is really brutal. But other than that, your damage production is solid. It's just that, again, you don't have an ultimate. You're just using Dawnbreaker of Smiting, which is a good ultimate, but it's like everyone runs it because not a lot of classes have their own. Bear AI is trash. Bear AI in PvP isn't that bad. His main issue is that he's perma-rooted and perma-stunned. That's his main issue. But that's not an AI thing. That's just I am susceptible to... Have you tried the new Silver Leash? I'm loving this skill. Yes. So last night I was doing Small Man in Cyrodiil with a couple buddies, Thogard, El Lobo, Weighty Bear, and Mr. Community, and someone jokingly said, "Put on Silver Leash," because we didn't have a pull in their group, and we were trying to pull people away because we were fighting huge Zergs, and we were like, how do we get people's attention without getting the entire Zerg? And someone was like, what about Silver Leash? And I was like, oh, I have that morphed, and I tried it, and it is fucking hilarious. It is so much fun. I was running it on my back bar instead of Deep Thoughts or Siphoning Strikes, so I had really low sustain. But since I was in a group, I had that luxury of not always being focused and stuff. And I could just pull people either off their mounts or stragglers or tanks who were getting outran by their group. It was absolutely hilarious. It was so nice. It was so justifying or gratifying to pull people who had zerged you. So, like, there were so many times last night where we would be chased by, like, 20 plus people, and then, like, one or two of us would live. And we would kite, and then we would eventually loop-de-loop, ring around the rosy, eventually get back and res everyone, and then the Zerg kind of gave up, except one or two people, and then as soon as you get everyone up, you pull them in with Silver Leash, and you're like, where's your fucking Zerg, buddy? And then you kill him, and it was like, karma, bitch. It was very vindictive, very, very gratifying ability to use in that regard. What's a good buff tracker where I can just choose to show the timing of a few of my skills? Srendar, but it takes a very long time to set up. Why don't you run evasion or cloak anymore? I'm using evasion. It's right here. It's Mirage is my evasion. And then cloak I don't run because people run sloads and I can't enter cloak when sloads is on me.
Come to me, my minions.
Thank you for the follows, everyone. I appreciate that. Oh, Code. Hello. I see that. How are you? Using Silver Leash to have 100% hit on my Warden Shulks. Yep, that's a good utilization of it. Elfbane and Burning Spell Weave on Maj DK, or are there better non-trial sets to run? If you don't have access to trial sets, that will be a very, very good setup. How do these drops work from ESO? I don't know 100%. I've heard a lot of conflicting stuff. But pretty much just watch a Twitch stream where it says it's active, and then on Tuesday, if you got a drop, you'll get an email about it. I don't know how you get notified and stuff like that, but yeah. Did you just say you can't enter Cloak when Sloads is on you? Yes, Sloads is Oblivion damage. You cannot enter Cloak because you're taking constant damage, so your skill is literally useless. So, Piercing Mark wasn't enough, AoE abilities weren't enough, Detect Pots weren't enough, Revealing Flare wasn't enough. Now we have a fucking item set that kills you, can't be mitigated, that also removes Cloak. So it is not a good time to be a Stamina Nightblade in Somerset. What about Shuffle? Shuffle costs too much for how little it does. So Mirage lasts 26 seconds. Medium armor lasts 20. Shuffle, I think, lasts 23. So you're getting less uptime. Mirage gives me tankiness, and it costs magicka. Evasion costs a fuck ton of stamina, and it only gives snare immunity for 2.5 seconds. Forward momentum gives it for 8 seconds. So my playstyle is aggressive in your face, trying to tango. 2.5 seconds is not enough. I need forward momentum. Email notifies and also Twitch notifies, and you open it in Twitch and it sends a crate to ESO account and gives emotes for... Console still has another week of sanity. Yes, enjoy it while you can. Magblade is even worse. Yes and no. Since Magblade has range, they're a little bit more resistant to the effects of slowed, because you have to, like, most people are running melee builds right now. Although, I mean, you're not completely devoid from it. A lot of range builds are using it too. But the thing about Magblade is you have Healing Ward, which is like, sloads can't kill you alone. Sloads kills you in tandem with other abilities. And as a stamina build, all your options are really is to dodge roll when you have this on you, is like cast healing over time and dodge roll. But since so many abilities also ignore dodge roll, any AoE in the game, you pretty much die now, because like it's just stamina wardens with subterranean assault and steel tornado, which is an execute with this on you, and then you have a bunch of other dots on you that you can't dodge roll. Just a lot of unavoidable damage for stamina builds. As a magicka build, you're like, whatever, I have harness magicka, or whatever, I have healing ward, so they can live a little bit longer and outlast. So it's not necessarily worse to be a Magblade right now, but it's still not fun being a Nightblade who slots cloak, because sloads exists. That's why I'm running image. If you leave early, no reward. You have to watch the stream by the time it ends. Yeah, I've heard otherwise. I've heard a lot of conflicting stuff, so I don't know who to trust. But whatever. It's the reason why I love Time Stop. I didn't notice it being good on Battlegrounds, but it feels great to finally be able to stop those zergs of people running Magic Adet and Eye of the Storm. Yeah, in Cyrodiil, Time Stop is really, really nice. In BGs, it can be okay, but generally because there's so much movement in BGs, because there's more open spaces, unless you're fighting in an open field in Cyrodiil. But yeah, I mean, I've still seen Time Stop used very effectively in BGs. Twitch drops are clearly in beta. Sometimes they're too good, sometimes they're too bad. I haven't gotten a single Twitch drop, and I've watched over like 20 hours of streams, and I haven't gotten one. So that's why I have no clue how they work, because I haven't been able to experiment myself. Which class would you say is sitting the best right now in PvP? Probably Stamina Warden. Stamina Warden has a lot of healing, it has a lot of tankiness, it has a lot of burst damage, and it has a lot of resource management. It has everything. That being said, more like 2 or 3 sloads on anyone will kill them. There's nothing your class can really do about that. Like, even if you're a Magicka Templar, you can purge it every once in a while, but its purge is really cost inefficient now. It's been increased. So if you're just spamming purge to constantly remove debuffs from you, you're just going to run out of Magicka and die. And usually in that case, you're just playing the defensive fight anyways, which is a downward slope, because the more and more you get piled on, the less and less resources you have, and you don't really have an option to turn the fight and say, fucking get off me and recuperate. The Magicka Templar kind of struggles at that right now, is having that moment of breathing room where it's like, okay, I've had enough. You've beaten on me for 10 minutes. Fuck off for a second. Like, Nightblade has Cloak. It has Shadow Image. DK has Leap and Petrify and Talon. So it's like when they're tired, they're sick and tired of getting pressured, they can like leap on you to knock you up and then talons you and then kind of back off and start heavy attacking or stuff like that. Templar doesn't really have an option. It's like purge, heal, and then but while that's happening, they're just reapplying everything on you. And then Warden just puts on Shimmering Shield and spams healing abilities like Leeching Vines or Soothing Spores and Green Lotus or Blue Lotus. Sorks just spam damage shields and then streak away. Like, almost every class has an option to kind of get people off of them for a little bit of time or remove themselves from the fight. Templars don't really have that. DKs don't have it as much, but they at least have the option to kind of CC and immobilize people so they can kind of retract. Templars don't have anything. Templars don't have CC. That's their, like, one... I think that would be their biggest issue right now, is they have no good CC in their kit. Is Oblivion damage better for PvP or PvE? PvP. Oblivion is not good in PvE at all, because it cannot crit. Spear, the thing about Spear is it knocks them too far away. It's incredibly telegraphed, so you can block or dodge it very, very easily, and it's really expensive. How did healing PvE change? It didn't. Did you try using the AS Greatsword with Reverse Slash? Yes, I don't personally like it. That's mainly the Asylum two-hander is going to be if you're running a two-handed bow setup. If you're running dual-wield two-hander, your two-handed bar is for buffs and healing and stuff. Your dual-wield bar is all of your damage. So I don't really like having to bar swap to my execute, and I also lose a lot of damage on my back bar because we have more weapon damage on our front bar. We have more crit on our front bar. We have more... We're just stronger on our front bar in general. So it makes more sense to put... If you're going to run an execute, to put it there. That being said, right now I'm not running an execute because I'm playing around with Crushing Weapon for the burst and seeing what how much I like it, so to speak. Right now it is nice, but I also feel that Crushing Weapon is super buggy in terms of animations, and my character kind of just derps around and looks like he's light attacking a lot more than usual. So I want to give it a few more attempts, a few more matches, and see how it holds up. Otherwise, I'm just going to go back to Killer's Blade, because Killer's Blade is really nice. It gives me passive crit chance. It's super fucking cheap. It does really good damage, and then it heals me anytime I get a killing blow or someone dies within 3 seconds of it casting. Reverse Slice costs a little bit more, does less damage, and doesn't have healing. So do you Crushing Weapon, Light Attack, then Surprise Attack? Yes, I do. That's what I'm doing, is I'm getting a bunch of bursts. So I'm pretty much getting 2 spammables and a Light Attack and a Poison Enchant, all at the same time. So I'm getting a huge bit of burst all at once. Outside of CC/mobility, do Templars perform well in BGs? Was playing stand them, but sounds like they're frowned upon. I mean, I wouldn't say they're frowned upon. It's just that they're really, really strong, and like if you're looking for a class that's going to perform really, really well, Stand Warden is it. And some people get mad about that, because it's like, I wish my class was that good. But, I mean, some people get mad about Stamina Nightblade when it was doing well. I mean, it still does well, but not as much as it was last patch. But, I mean, I wouldn't say don't play something because it's frowned upon. I'd say don't abuse something that's clearly overperforming. Like, Stam Warden... arguably overperforming, but it's like, that's a class. That's not like much of a conscious decision versus putting on an item set. Is a dual wield two-handed build viable for a Stamsork? Yeah, I'd definitely say so. I'd say it's a little bit less viable than it is on like a Templar or a DK or a Nightblade. But I would say you could still pull it off. I generally think most Stamsorks find themselves using Sword and Board over dual wield, though. Just because the tankiness that it gives is really nice. Because, like, most of Sork's healing comes from passive damage every 1 second. And other than that, they don't have, like, a lot of innate tankiness. Like, a lot of their... It's just healing from Dark Deal and Surge. Are you using any poisons right now? No, I am not. No poisons. I generally don't ever run poisons. Fang Rush runs two-handed dual wield. Fang Rush runs a lot of different stuff. Fang Rush is like constantly trying out new stuff. He's done two-handed dual wield. He's done two-handed sword and board. He's done two-handed bow. So there's a lot of different stuff, and I think each one fits into different categories. Alright, so this is going to be our last match for today. Let's see how it goes. It's a domination. It's a 3v3v3 so far. We'll see how this goes.
Oblivion awaits.
Will you change your race to Redguard? No, I will not. I've played it as a Khajiit far too long to make that jump. Plus, I don't like spending money on that shit. Oh boy. Fucking 2 breath plars. Oh. I cannot get a fucking break today, I swear. Yes, justice. Woo! Let's go.
Come to me, my minions.
Come to me, my minions. Who just hit me? Goodbye. Yeah, that burst that you get is so nice. Holy fucking shit. That was a lot of damage. Dude, that got just sent back to Addons? Yeah. Oh, wow. What was that? I just took 5k oh, Power of the Light. From Green Team. Fucking Vandal style loves killing me. Fighting 2 people alone. Vandal comes in, kills me, and runs off. I don't know what I did to him in the previous life, but That is not the first time. Crushing weapons sounds like a slurp. It sounds like you're lubing your weapon. It's pretty gross. Wow, cool soul assault, dude. You really got me with your damage, health, soul assault, purifying light in the 3v1. Damn. Just don't get soul assaulted? Yeah, just don't breathe. Don't walk in front of someone. Alright, gotcha. Good advice. Very helpful. See, my character is just fucking sitting here like a monkey, not doing anything. Alright, I guess I'll slowly fight off the edge. Oh, here we go. Justice for the soul assault. Meditate on this boy.
Come to me, my minions.
I really hope someone comes up here thinking they're safe.
Come to me, my minions.
Alright, fuck it, let's go. Goodbye. Meditated up. Alright, that was fucking sick. Alright, that was a good last match. That fucking guy got vaporized. Yeah, that was a great comeback. Alright, let's see. What do we got going on? Alright, so I'm going to start wrapping up the stream. Feel free to ask any more questions. We'll go for about like 5 more minutes as we wrap up. What enchants and traits do you run on your jewelry? Infused, triple infused with all weapon damage. Monkey race confirmed. Yeah, I am a bit of a monkey. Why I have the tail. No more one bloodthirsty? Not in PvP. I mean, bloodthirsty in PvP would be good if you're trying to just go for killing blows and stuff. But since I solo a lot and just want to have a nice mix of damage and healing, triple infused is the best setup for that. Any new sets comparable to Alkosh or Torug's for tanking? Nope, Alkosh, Torug's, Eben are still the 3 best tank sets in the game. Since you use the back bar for only buffing the weapons trait and enchant doesn't matter, I wouldn't say that it doesn't matter. I would say that it matters less than normal. So, like, if you're using your two-handed bar to be more, like, super defensive, then I would go either defending or infused or powered. Right now, I'm using infused with a stamina recovery enchant, so whenever I light and heavy attack from my back bar, I'm just getting a little bit more resources and I heal a little bit. Because I'm using my back bar as a defensive, it would make a lot of sense to also go defending or powered. Probably not powered, though, because I don't spend too much time with healing on there. It's mainly, so it'd probably be defending would be ideal. If you're using it a little bit more offensively, I would go Nirnhoned. That's pretty nice. It's a healthy amount of stamina for a PvP/Battlegrounds Magicka build. Generally about 10 to 13k. I would suggest 10k is the bare minimum. I would probably suggest a little bit more in most situations. It depends on, are you blocking a lot? Are you dodging a lot? That would change it up. I know a lot of people run about 15 to 17k if they're running sword and board, so like Magplars, usually using Tri-Stat food to help achieve that, and then a couple Prismatic and shit. Just because they want to be a little bit tankier in that regard, so holding block helps a lot. Powered is good if you use Rally. If you're using the Burst Heal, yes. But if you're using Forward Momentum, which most people are these days because the Snare immunity just lasts way longer, it's not that good because it doesn't retain when you bar swap off. That being said, a lot of people are able to run Evasion with Rally and get a lot of healing, but I'm not a big fan of it. I tried it and I didn't like it. The stamina drain was really, really high. I felt really immobile. I was not a fan. Plus, running medium these days with sloads is pretty much a death sentence. What stamina sets are really fun to use? I'm leveling a new stamina character right now. For crafted, I would probably say, in terms of fun to use, Eternal Hunt and Vampire's Kiss are like the 2 really nice ones for stamina leveling. So if you want ESO Twitch drops, can you just open all the ESO streams and then go AFK? I don't think that works. I think you need to be actively watching. I heard you can't mute it, and it can't be you can't tab out of it. So yeah. I'm not 100% sure of the requirements and stuff. For me, I think the reason that I don't get any is because I have 2 monitors and I'm tabbed into ESO while I'm watching. I think that Twitch thinks I'm tabbed out. So I think that might be why I haven't been getting any. But who knows? I could be wrong. That's all conjecture. I'm just saying I've watched over 20 hours of streams the past 3 or 4 days and I have not gotten a single crate. So yeah. And it's because I'm always either working on my website, which would be in another page, or playing ESO or playing Final Fantasy 15 or doing something else. I'm not just sitting here watching the stream. I'm doing other stuff. So yeah, we'll see what happens. I don't know if that is happening or if it's intended or whatever it is. It is still in beta, so I think in the next couple weeks or whatever, as we see it get more and more fleshed out, it will probably be addressed. What's your website? It is not available to the public yet. We'll be releasing June 5th. Got nothing for 20 plus hours of watching, and I did play ESO a lot while watching. Yeah, I feel like that might be it. Dual screens work. I'm playing ESO while watching. I got 3 crates. All right, well, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know. Speaking of your website, NEAT, I literally just said June 5th is launch. June 5th, June 5th, June 5th. So when console gets this patch, my website will be releasing. I will have all of the PvE guides for every class except Warden. I have given a pledge that I will not write any content for Warden until the class gets the rework that it deserves. That is just a personal thing. I will not be making guides for Wardens until ZeniMax finally addresses all of their pain, not all of their pain points, but gives them the rework that they need, because they're trash in PvE and overbearing in PvP with too little diversity. So I will not be writing any guides personally. There are other people writing stuff on the website. It's not just me. Gan the Impaler, a very close friend of mine, is also writing, but he does mainly PvP stuff. He doesn't play any Wardens. There will be J. Hart Ellis. He's going to be writing some economy guides, and like crafting and housing and stuff like that. But I don't think anyone who is an author on the website actively plays Wardens, so I would not hold my breath in terms of seeing a written Warden guide. You can refer to Alcast's guides for that. I know he's got guides for everything, but yeah, I have made a solemn pledge to not update anything for that class until it gets an update. A personal strike, if you will. All right, but thank you all so much for joining me today. It was an absolute blast hanging out with you all, answering questions, just chilling, getting ran over by sloads and pre-mades and BGs. You guys make it bearable. Got a bunch of stuff done today. Leveled up our Psijic Order all the way through. I did some stuff earlier. Deep Thoughts, I'm really liking it. Crushing Weapon, I'm actually really digging it. We will be hosting Moontan. Last night we raided Fang Rush. Tonight we will raid Moontan. He is another Stamina Nightblade. He PvPs a lot. He does more Cyrodiil than he does BGs, but he has been known to BG. I've learned a lot from Moontan. He's a super chill dude, answers questions, just relaxing, always got some good-ass jams, so he's a really cool dude. So we're going to send you over to Moontan. But again, I really appreciate you guys all joining me today. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your evening, afternoon, morning, wherever you are on this wonderful blue-green planet. But until next time, I'll see you guys around.